All right. Welcome back, everybody. How you doing? My name is Beno and the community call me Uncle Beno. UB for short. So, I have a fantastic show for you guys. We have a special guest in the building. The special guest has been part of the Real Farm for as long as I can remember. And she is a beautiful, understanding, our sister. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for the little delay right there, but now we're here. If you are listening, please hit the thumbs up button real quick. Let's get the likes up so we can get everybody in the studio. Now, without much
Okay.
ado, let me introduce you to our guest of the day. Brothers, sisters, everybody, help me welcome Sister Yinku's Pepe. We call her Yinku's Pepe Talk. Sister Yinka, how you doing, my sister?
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much, Uncle Beno, for having me here today.
Yeah, it's our
And thank you for such introduction. Understanding, Abby. Okay, now.
a very, very understanding sister. In fact,
Thank you so much.
let me welcome you with a huge applause first.
Oh, God.
All right, all right. All right, real fam. This is Yinka, this Sister Yinka's, our one and only Yiku's Pepe. And Sister Yinka has been married for 21 years now. And she's one of those people I have come to love so much on this internet space because Sister Yinka always bring it 100. I remember Sister Yinka is one of those people that told me earlier on when we were beginning to get serious with our channel. She said, Uncle B, Ewo, let's talk more about positiveness in relationship. Let's bring out the positivity in marriages and everything. There is too much negative content out there on social media. And then told Sister Yinka that, if that's the case, Sister Yinka, I got you. I am also interested in positivity. So, Sister Yinka is here today. We're gonna walk through 21 years of marital experience. I know she's gonna bring it 100, but first off, let me allow Sister Yinka to give us her background. Sister, let us meet you, Mama.
Yes, so thank you so much, Uncle Ben. I am really appreciative of this platform that you've given me. Um, yes, I from the from the utmost part of my heart, thank you for your support. And since I started this whole thing, you've always come through for me. So I want to thank you for that, and also thank you to the Real Fam for your support. I see you guys, Abby, that snacks and all that. I hope we appear somewhere here on my desk because I need some small chops too, right? Thank you so much. So again, I am Yinka. By my page, it's called Yinku's Pepe. Pepe as in Pepe, Atarudu Pepe. So Yinku's Pepe Talks is my channel. And yes, I have been married, glory to God, for 21 years of consistent intentionality, and we bless God that we've been here. So I was born here in the US, likewise with my husband, and then our parents both moved back home when we were pretty young. I think I was about 2, and I think my husband said he was about maybe 3 or so. And but we both grew up in Nigeria. And then he came here when he turned 21, I think, and I came here when I turned 17. So I came back here for college, and then we met along the line. Someone introduced both of us to one another. I think I was about 18 at the time. Yes, I was 18 plus at the time when we got introduced. And of course, it's been, I was 18, he was 24. And when he met me, he said, I don't want a girlfriend, I want a wife. Well, we already know our guys, that's what they say. They always say they want wife. They don't say it's girlfriend. But I wasn't ready for marriage at that time anyway, so it really didn't matter to me. But glory to God. Well, we got married in 2004, and 21 years after 2004, we're here, and all is well. We thank God for that.
We give God the glory.
Yes.
So, professionally, I know you have a lot of degrees under your belt.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through that real quick, Mrs. Sister Yi?
Yeah, so I went to the Prince George's Community College, and I was there for 2 years, which was he was in Montgomery College, and I was in Prince George's College, and that's where we met. I have my associate's degree in computer science. Then I went off to UMBC, where I got my bachelor's and my master's in computer science as well. So I pretty much I am a tech freak. Anything tech, that's me. I've kind of ventured into other things aside from tech, into fashion business, which is something that my mom was into while I was in Nigeria, and it's something that has always been on my mind. And when my husband and I first got together, he will come pick me up and take me to church. And he used to love wearing African outfits. But then I really didn't have any because I didn't like all the stuff that they used to make then, which was, I believe it was like in the early 2000s. So I would talk to my mom about, make sketches and tell her tailor to make some things for me and send them here. So that's kind of where my love for fashion came into play because it was from my mom. Then it kind of stemmed down to me. And then, people seeing me wearing things and, my husband and I, we always did the Ashwebi thing. It was always our thing. And then we started having children. And then our children every Sunday was like a dress up day for us. We always went to church on our Sunday best. So that kind of stemmed into business. And then, Charlotte came into play. Then we started a healthcare business. So it's a whole lot, real estate and all of that. But yeah, so that's where we are.
All right. And that sounds really good. I like that. Thank you for furnishing us with that information. Oh, yeah, the real farmer here. I see you, Sister Chiye. Sister Chiye said, okay, you could talk. I went to PG College too, and I got my computer science degree as well. But
Yay! PG folks.
from Bowen University. Sis, I know we said this before, but we seriously need to link
Yes, we
up.
need to.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
that's the beauty of the Real Fam. All right, let me just welcome our Real Fam real quick. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I see you, baby of the house, Abby. Thank you very much. Dr. A, Dr. Adama, you're gonna be on this seat one day. Me and you, we go do the gas bows. Shout out to Dr. Adama. My Sissy. Oh, of course, Sissy is next in line. And then Sister Chinye, thank you. Chucky, you're welcome, bro. Miriam, we appreciate you. AJ, I see you. Netizen Global, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Now, Sister Yinka, we have a lot to cover on this show. But first, I want to know, as well as Real Farm want to know, what inspired you to start giving us all those nuggets we are getting from your channel?
Yeah, so when we got married in 2004, we didn't have a talk. None of us, myself and my husband, we didn't have a talk from any parents. We didn't have a talk from any family member. I think the talk that we possibly had that I remember was on our what you call it, on our introduction, where they're introducing the family of the groom to the family of the bride, where the bride does the introduction. I think that's where we actually got like a little pep talk about what marriage was. We pretty much had to dive into marriage head on based on the knowledge that we already had. Now, this was me at 24. I was just shy of 24 at the time, and he just turned 30. He was a month from being 30 at the time, or 2 months or so. So there was no marriage counseling. There was no parents sitting us down telling us that this is, the way to go about it. So it was like we chose to be married, right? But then we had to do the work to be where we really wanted to be. Unfortunately, at the time, which there was no, in our culture, they say whatever you're going through, keep it to yourself.
Hmm.
So, of course, everything that I felt like I was going through internally, for me as a person, since I was little, I was not one to really be vocal about my feelings. I tend to play into people's hands a lot, try to please people a lot. So when it now came into marriage, this is me trying to please all the time and not really saying what I wanted. And it became an issue because when you're thinking about, for me, like you always say, Uncle Beno, like you had a picture of what you wanted marriage to be for you. And at a certain point, I had to sit down and think, like, wait, this people pleasing thing that I'm doing, am I going to be doing this for the rest of my life? I don't think I can go with this. Like, I can't do this for the rest of my life. I need to find a way to communicate. And not that he didn't give me the room to communicate. It's just because I've never been used to really being open, really being vocal with my feelings. I kind of bottle everything up and kind of just, weather the storm. But of
Mm.
course, this is a marriage. You're in it for the long haul. It's not like it's going to end tomorrow. So
Right.
that's how, you know, um, yeah, 3 years into it, I had to sit down and really think, like, Inka, can you see yourself like in a forever with this? And when my answer was no, I knew right then that I had to do something. And do something meant start to learn the things that will work for me, that will work for us, because now we're a team. And
Mm.
things that he would say that I did that I wasn't able to acknowledge, which was number one, it was very hard for me to say I'm sorry. It was
Oh,
very hard for me to acknowledge that, oh wow, this thing I've done, okay, I'm sorry, let's figure things out and move on. And he's very big on that. And these are two of us were from totally completely different backgrounds. He had fantastic parents with, they've never really had, I mean, issues of marriage, of course, but it wasn't like really like a big deal like that. But for me, I had to learn all of those things now.
mm.
I'm one of six children, and we have five girls and one boy. So I was raised like a boy. I was pretty much a tomboy my entire life till I got to college.
Wow.
So now it was almost like now you're in a marriage. And then when I started trying to speak up, it's like I'm trying to talk, he's trying to talk, and nobody's hearing each other. And it was just a banter back and forth. And of course, for me, I continued to talk and speak my mind, but for him, he would shut down.
Okay.
And the whole thing about this social media thing came into play in, I think when MySpace came, it wasn't too informed, like there weren't a lot of people on there. But by the time Facebook came into play, I would read stories about a lot of women and what they were going through in their marriage. I can't remember one of the channels, one of the pages on Facebook, and I would read the page. I'm like, my marriage is not like this. So this man has never ever raised his hands on me to hit me before. He's never cussed at me before. We don't have that kind of toxic marriage. I just don't know how to communicate what I want. And
All
then to
right.
actually come down to his level where I'm actually listening to him and he's listening to me and hearing me. And I started doing my own work. Started, looking for pages online. I started reading books online. And I started picking, like, people will make mistakes. I'll pick from what I learned from this person's lesson and what I learned from this person's lesson and what works for my home and kind of bring that together. So from there, I started learning to teach myself how to speak in a way that I'm expressing what I want without sounding like I'm demanding. Now we've talked about this boss lady energy vibes thing. Yes, that thing was big in my home when we first started because he's trying to, voice his opinion, and my husband is like a real Ekiti man.
All right. I know you're gonna bring it 100, Sister Yinka.
Mhm.
All right. Please, everybody, if you are enjoying the show, give us thumbs up. Give us thumbs up. Don't be a stranger. This is the real farm, and here we have difficult conversation with smiles and entertainment. Even though say sometime it go be like say we one day on each other neck, but our maturity help us to get through all those difficult conversations. So please
Mhm.
hit the like, share this with friends, share it on your WhatsApp. Hopefully today's conversation will help some people. Now, before we really dive into everything, let me put a break here because it's about to get hot now, Sister Yinka. All right, thank you. I see you, Sister Marriott. You're welcome, my beautiful sister, and everybody. Okay, Sister Yinka.
Yes, sir.
As you can see from my tumbling, let
Mhm.
me show you right now. We have so much here. Why is my tablet not showing right now? Ah,
I can see it.
you can see it? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right. So from the top lane, we have aura for aura. For those who don't know what that means, that is Nigeria slang for you give me bass, I give you go. I'm gonna serve you exactly what you dish out. That's what aura for aura is all about. And I always pray to God when I'm doing anything. So when I was gonna have Sister Yinka here, of course, I've been to her channel and I want you guys to follow her. I'm gonna share a link shortly as we get more people in the studio or in the show. So I've watched a lot of content from Sister Yinka, and they were all amazing. In fact, I give her a lot of credit. I'm a videographer, an editor, and all of that. And even though Sister Yinka videos, they were always like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I can tell you right now, some of those videos can take a whole day to create. As it is. So I watch those videos and I'm like, why is Sister Yinka doing this much on this video? But then I quickly caution myself that, oh, Ben, you've forgotten. Sister Yinka is somebody who is into planning. She like perfection. So she's probably putting in all her energy because she wants those videos to stand out and to mean something. Then, besides all the fancy aspect of the videos, I'm going to share let me show you her channel for those who might be here for the first time or you haven't been to her channel. So this is Sister Yinka's YouTube channel, Yiku's Pepe, you know, Yiku's Pepe Talk. So I went through all her videos, and besides the fact that she mesmerized me with her editing skills and all of that, I started paying attention to the messages in her videos. And those messages are fire. I think people need to listen to them. As a man, those messages speaks to me, and I believe it will speak to millions of people because I've said this before. When it comes to relationship, I listen to people who have in-depth knowledge of what they are talking about because marriage dynamics is different. No two marriage is the same, and I know that Sister Yinka is bringing those wisdom from a very very deep place. So while we're planning this show, I pray, I say, God, how what title will I use for this show? How am I gonna go about this show? So I went back and I started watching all Sister Yinka videos again. You know, short videos are really cool. You can watch 10 before you know you know it. So as I was watching, at the same time I was trying to compare the message I'm getting from Sister Yinka to the reality we are facing in life now. And then she made this video, the one she titled Aura for Aura. Yeah, matching aura for aura. That's the first video on the screen right there. And I listened to what she said. Then I'm like, got you. This is gonna be the title of our show, Aura for Aura, because I've listened to a lot of people, young girls, young boys, and I don't know how you people are doing it on the dating scene nowadays. So it's like everybody just show up ready to fight. I don't know. So I'm gonna play the aura for aura, and then I will go in with Sister Yinka marital experience, and hopefully she will help us learn from her own personal experience. So let's start with aura for aura. Take a listen.
Hey family, this is your girl Yinkus Pepe. Welcome back to Yinkus Pepe Talks, where we have real conversations about life, faith, relationships, and personal growth. This is the space where truth meets style and where we laugh, learn, and grow together. So let's dive into today's topic, shall we? Hmm. Have you noticed how popular it has become to say, I match energy? If you give me love, I'll give you love. Give me disrespect, I'll give you the same. You heard it? It sounds fair, right? Yeah, it does, right? On the surface, it feels like you're protecting yourself. You're saying you can't play me. I'll give you exactly what you give me. But here's the truth. This aura for aura lifestyle has a dark side to it because in trying to match someone else's vibe, you might actually lose who you really are. Let's talk about the fine line between setting boundaries and allowing people to actually control your character. Let's be honest. It feels good, yeah, to match aura for aura, because I've done it before. Somebody's rude to you and you give it right back. Somebody ignores you and you ignore them too. In the moment, it feels like justice. It feels like you're in control. But what if I told you that's not control? No, it's actually a reaction. It means your behavior is no longer guided by who you are or by what others choose to give you. Now, this mindset has side effects. Yes, it does. Number one, it makes you reactive instead of proactive. Instead of living from your values, you are always responding to someone else's mood. Their mood tends to control how you behave at that particular time. Number two, it slowly erases your true character. Maybe you're naturally kind, but somehow someone is harsh, so you become harsh too. That means they changed you. Number three, it leaves you open to manipulation because all somebody has to do is act a certain way and they can pull you out of your true nature. They know exactly how to get you to shift. And that right there is control. See, the danger when you live aura for aura, you're no longer in charge of yourself. No, you're no longer even in control of yourself. Other people are. Now, don't get me wrong. Boundaries are good. Boundaries are perfect. Everyone should have them. It is healthy to say, I won't allow you to disrespect me, so I'll step back. Now, that's self respect. But here's the fine line: a boundary protects you, but doesn't change who you are.
All right. Look, if we have to listen to Sister Yinka, we will even forget about this show. You know, for me personally, I usually play her videos like 3 times. Because first time when I play, I'm just looking at her like, oh my God, how can a sister be this fantabulous, looking so cute and beautiful and all of that? And then when I play it the second time, I'm listening to her voice. You know, I love what my sisters say, the way they speak. Oh my God, because that is one of my biggest problems. So whenever I'm listening to Sister Ika, I'm just like, oh, Mo, they hear that voice, they hear that voice. And then finally, I watched the video again. At this time, I'll listen to the message. So, Sister Yinka, we're talking aura for aura, and you can already anybody who listening to this fantastic content right now, they will know that you are straight to the point and you are not playing around. You know, they play with anybody. You mean business. For me, for aura is a big deal. And I know that why a lot of marriages are failing these days is because of this aura for aura. You give me bass, I give you bows. So, Sister Yinka, I'm going to cite an example. Do you remember this recent incident? Let me show it on the screen for everybody who is watching right now. The the battle between this lady called Ehi Igbebo
Mm-hmm.
and this dude, Kenny. Are you aware of that, Sister Yinka?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Aura for aura, going by that your content, when I was listening, I was just remembering this particular incident. Everything you say there is 100 as far as I'm concerned, because Kenny and Ehi, they met. However, they met, we don't know. But all we know is that a video surfaced online where Kenny give Ehi, is it $51,000 jewelry or something. And then Kenny twin sister, if you're looking at the screen right now, Kenny twin sister is the lady on the left and he is the one on the right. So Kenny twin sister took to social media and dragged Kenny, that Kenny is an irresponsible dad, that Kenny is actually living with a he and doing all of these PDA on social media while he's not taking care of his children. Here is the aura for aura. I've known this Ehi lady for a while. She's an interior designer. She does amazing job. I used to hold her in high esteem until I saw her responding to Taiwo, Kenny's twin sister, on
Mhm.
social media. And she's the one who is now popular for Aura, Ogbono for Ogbono, Egusi for Egusi. So immediately I look at her like, wow. So it is true that money cannot buy class. Now, just like you said in that video, everything she stood for, all due respect, me personally, I have for her because I'm a big fan of women who are shattering glass ceilings. All those respects just fade out of the window. I don't care whether she's a single mom, whether she's been in two, three, four men, is none of my business. But aura for aura, Sister Yinka,
Mhm.
what is your take using this as an example?
I honestly, there's some things that I don't even get myself involved with or in, and this is one of those cases. Simply because if you already have a history of who Ahi is, she's not. I mean, it's not something that's hidden. It's out in the public how she is with all these different men and how she comes on social media and flaunts them, and that's just it for Ehi. So I don't. There's some people that I just don't have anything to say about them. There's really nothing interesting because their character is just not something that I model after or that I think highly of. She doesn't speak well when she's with people, or just like in this example here, where she's with this guy now, and his twin sister has all of this to say. First of all, something like this should not even be on social media. Period. It shouldn't be out here to begin with. And then it's almost like you're dragging a pig in the mud. What do you expect? They're going to play. And
Right.
once you start playing with the pig in the mud, then you yourself have become one of them. So she's just not, there's just some things that you don't even address. So that he's one of those. It's unfortunate that he had to get to social media, but it is what it is, right?
All right. So
Mhm,
now, if we bring this back to marriage based on your personal experience,
mhm,
did you ever find yourself, because I'm a big fan of the first 5 years in marriage,
mhm.
in your first 5 years as a married woman, did you ever find yourself in a situation whereby you are doing aura for aura?
Oh yeah. And I can tell you it was very few because my husband is one not to even address or even, he doesn't even fight stuff like that. He's one to, when he gets to something like that, he completely shuts down and you can't get anything out of him. I mean, this is me. For example, he's telling me something, and of course I want my voice to be heard. So whatever he's telling me, I'm not buying it. So I am also speaking mine. But of course, you have ways of talking, right? I'm talking about your first 3 years of marriage. This is the both of you trying to find a middle ground. And for me, I'm like, no, I have something to say too. But then my voice is going up and up and up, while he's just talking like a normal person, and my voice just starts getting raised. And of course, when he shuts down, I'm like, you know what? This is not even worth it. And then I shut down too. That's the aura for aura, right? But then in shutting down, the both of us are in the house and nobody's talking. And meanwhile, all he's doing is just trying to process what just happened or what we were talking about. But for me, I'm thinking like, he shut down. I don't have time for this. Whatever. I'm not even scared. Like, if I can't deal with this anymore, then everybody will just go their separate ways. And
Wow.
and I sat down one day and I thought about it. I'm like, after seeing all the Facebook posts and the things that other women were coming about that they were going through, I'm like, Yinka, Omojekuri Ekpe, man, this guy is not asking you for much. All you got to do is just calm down, like calm down and talk. He's not like my colleague at work. He's not like someone I'm working with. He's my husband. And all he's asking for is, come down, let's talk. And this is me. If we saying that this is a Christian home, he's holding his ground to be the man that he should be. And I should hold my ground to be the woman that I should be, which is, let's talk about this, let's figure out a way around it. But for me, it was almost like, trying to talk over him just because I felt like I wasn't being heard. And it got to a point where I knew that it was, based on everything that we had going for us, it was only a little thing. just for me to just calm myself down and just address situations. And that's where the aura for aura would have pretty much destroyed what we had if
Hmm.
I hadn't pretty much just, calm myself. Like I said, my husband is big on respect. He's an Ekiti man. You already know what that means. Yes.
Oh, we know they
So
play with that. We don't play
so
with
and
that,
for
yo.
yes, and for us, when you some women in general, when you hear, oh, a man respect, submission and all that, you're like, huh? I'm not about to be anybody's mate. You want to speak up and it's like you're fighting, but it wasn't that. It was, let's talk about this. Talk to me like like someone that you respect and honor, not talk to me like you're just talking to one small boy. So of course it took a little while, but it was something that we both had to work on. Um, and for him to stop crashing out whenever whenever he couldn't get through to me, for him to not just pull back and just sit in his own corner.
All right. And all of this happened in the first 3 years of your marriage, right?
Oh yes. The first 6 months was bliss. It wasn't even up to a year. The back and forth and the was came by 6 months in. Yes, we were already dealing with
Jesus.
it.
That
Yes.
was fast.
Honeymoon didn't last 1 year.
Oh my God. All right, Sister Yinka. Now, at that time where you were doing the aura for aura, were people around you drawing your attention to the fact that, hey, Yinka is like you are trying to match your husband energy for energy? Did anybody warn you, or only you just discover yourself that, okay, it's like I'm doing too much?
Funny enough, it never happened when we were outside our home. It was always when it was just the both of us alone. So I kind of came to the realization that when I'm outside with my husband, I treat him as different kind of way, where people are looking like, oh my God, look at how she, addresses her husband. She's, loving and, attentive to him and all that. But then when we get home, I'm almost different. Like my tone of voice is different. And I took that evaluate. I did that self evaluation myself. Like I said, we didn't go for marital counseling and on any of that. Everything that we both learned, especially for me, like I said, my husband is not on, so he's not on Facebook, he's not on Instagram. LinkedIn is the only place you find him, in YouTube,
Okay.
watching movies. So it was pretty much me taking stock of, okay, this is what is really going on. And I wouldn't lie, I would have to say I had to take accountability. A lot of it was from me, not even from him. His reaction was based off of what I was feeding the marriage.
All right. Thank you, Sister Yinka. God bless
Mhm,
you for the transparency.
mhm.
So, in a nutshell, if you have not had that realization that, okay, I need to do a self evaluation, I think I need to calm down a little bit and think of a different approach. Do you think you could have been this long in marriage,
Oh
celebrating?
no, oh no, because he wasn't even having it. My husband wasn't having it. I don't think if we had continued that way, I don't think we would have survived year five, because he was not up for managing a marriage. And that's one thing that we talked about, after we started, trying to figure out how to make things work, was
Yeah.
we don't want to manage the marriage. We want to actually enjoy our marriage. We already know that marriage itself comes with challenges, but it's not
Okay.
going to be challenges that we will be the ones to create on our own. If the challenge will come, then we have to be, together to be able to go through the challenge, not that for us to be the one creating the challenge for us. So yes, if I was still the way that I was, the way
Yeah.
that I was reacting to every situation, not only would I want to walk away, he still, even if I wanted to stay, he wouldn't be for it. And
Mm.
that's just it. Mm-mm.
I can attest to that. That is 1000% correct, because your husband and I, we are from the same state before you use politics to split it, and
It's
that's the
great.
way we are. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I'm from
that's the
Ondo State too, so clock that.
hmm So that's just the way we are. Like I see myself doing the same thing. If If it got to be your way, your way, your way, and
Mhm.
you don't want to listen when I'm talking or anything, I'll give you some grace. After a while, you go work one day, you come back, I'm gone. So I know you are speaking 100% truths. Now, I'll be taking some comments as we progress so that this can be very, very interactive. This is coming from my baby sister, Sanusi. Sanusi said, you can't shout at me and expect me to remain calm. My body doesn't take it. And then Sanusi also said, you can't shout at me like I'm your maid and you expect me to remain calm. No, my body can't take that. Then Chucky said, that's what is called communication and understanding. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Missy, the real mojo said, wow, that was powerful. Thank you, Missy. Dr. Adama said, but no, we are not interviewing you. Is Sister Yiku's Pepe. I don't want to hear your voice too much today. Yeah, we're having interaction, so we have to like lay the foundation so everybody will know where we are going. So now moving forward, Sister Yinka, we are still talking about aura for aura. One of the
Mhm.
things I noticed these days in what they got out there now, they call dating pool. Um, Growing up, I've never heard of dating pool. I just know say people they find wife, they find husband, but even they don't call it dating pool anymore. I think they call it the dating market. Ah, Gen
Oh,
Z,
wow.
Gen Z and millennials. So I think now they call it dating market. Now, what's going on in the dating market nowadays is more or less like aura for aura. We are now seeing, I think, ladies and young folks now they are misconstruing setting boundaries, standard, and expectation. Sometimes when they come out and they start saying, this is what I want in my woman, this is what I want in my man, you should move this way, you should move that way, you don't do this, you don't do that. All I see is aura for aura. And that is why I think marriages are crashing. If you have to advise these young folks, Sister Yinka, what would you say based on what you are observing also in the dating market?
Um,
Please
hmm.
go on. I'm with you. Go on, please.
Okay, so for the dating market, it's a dicey topic because there's just so much going on these days with different people and the way they interact. I mean, I think it's always been this way. Maybe it's just gotten worse with social media and people trying to show up a certain way. But I really don't want because I really don't want to say it's too different. It's more of maybe our ladies wanting to be heard some more, and then some of the men just coming down a little bit to just be able to express themselves now in this day and age compared to even 2004 or and when we first met. A lot of the young men now, a lot of the women now, they know exactly what they want, and they know exactly what they're not going to allow in their space. So that's kind of like you kind of have to balance it a little bit because we have to realize that nobody's perfect, right? But at the same time, I think there are a lot of ladies that are not willing to be too nice these days, which is fine. You don't want to play too nice where you're played, because we know how the players roll. But at the same time, I just feel like there are good men out there. People have said it. Even while I was growing up, I won't lie to you, Uncle Beno. They said men are dogs. Men were dogs. They've been. It's not something that is just coming to play now. It's always been that way. But I knew that when my own man was going to come, my own man was not going to be a dog. No, because not everybody on this planet Earth are the same. So it's just a matter of finding your own. And then when you find your own and you know that this person is yours, you have to just figure out a way to make it work. Knowing fully well that nobody has it 100%.
Yeah.
Like I say, as long as there's no domestic violence involved, there's no emotional abuse involved, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that cannot be worked out.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sister Yinka. Now let's add one more thing to this same conversation on aura for aura. What's your take on 50-50? Some
50-50
people
in.
some people say 50-50, some people say 100-100. It's part of the concept now. I'm learning all of this from CCRB and all of other people on social media. 50-50, 100-100, yeah, yeah, yeah. What's your take on that, man?
Okay, so 50-50 in finances or in relationship emotions involved?
Sister
Um,
Inka, they usually don't define it. These are part of the problem. They go, I ain't do 50-50. I ain't do what are you doing 50-50 for? So please help me break it down in a way that the young folks can understand it.
See, one thing I've come to realize, which is based off of talking to a lot of not just grown like grown men that are already in marriage that have already been doing the work, but also young men that are actually matured. If you're talking about finances, 50-50, if a man loves you, I've not seen a man that would actually love a woman that would not even want to take care of the entire financial responsibility. I have not seen. It's just that in this our day and age, it's not easy for for a man to be the one handling the whole thing anymore. So this
Right.
is where the helper of a wife comes into play. You carry what you need to carry and let the man carry what he has to carry. Um, but the fact of 50-50 in a marriage, it's not going to work. You cannot say 50-50 in a marriage anywhere. If a guy is expecting to put 50 up front and then the wife put 50, please, are we roommates or are we married? We
Mm.
need to kind so we can't just put everything in a box and just, split it in half. Everything has to be addressed. Every single part, the way that you take care of your children, how you handle your finances at home, who does what, and is it your responsibility or my responsibility? There's just a lot that we can't just put everything in a box and split it into two and say 50-50. 50-50 on what? Are you carrying the baby? Who's getting pregnant? Is there an option of the man carrying the baby and me just in the back? So there's a whole lot that needs to play. But I honestly feel like everybody needs to come into a relationship 100-100. You come
Right.
correct. It's either you come correct or you don't do it at all. You
Mm.
can't be looking at the other person's flaws so that you know that if the relationship flops, you know that you did everything on your part to make it work and it just didn't work.
Mm.
That way you walk away guilt free, knowing that you played your role. It just didn't work. Because remember, a relationship takes two, right? So if
Absolutely.
I'm bringing my own 100, and you're only bringing 20%, it still will not work. So if I'm bringing my 100, and you're bringing your 100, there's no way it won't work because you're pretty much feeding each other. But when one person is bringing 100 and the other person is bringing maybe 20 or 50,
Mm.
someone is going to suffer the brunt of that. So you now have to be the one to decide: do you want to continue to take the brunt of the 50% that's been given, or you're going to walk away with your 100% and find somebody else to take it?
Oh wow. Oh
Mhm.
wow. Man, I'm enjoying this conversation already. I'm gonna go into the chat right now. But please, everybody, I see we have 32 people watching us live now, and we just have 17 likes. Can you please take the likes to 30 for me? Please, I've told you guys earlier on, YouTube is already messing with this channel. The monetization might be lost maybe next week. I don't know. So if you enjoy what we are doing here, you're gonna have to come clean for us. You're gonna have to help us build the channel, and one of the things you can do is to hit like. So please, as I'm watching right now, if you can just take like 3 seconds to just come out of the chat and hit like and then come back, or even if you are not in the chat, if you're watching, you're enjoying the conversation, please hit the like. That is how the algorithm can help us grow. All right, Sister Yinka, thank you for the way you break down the 50-50. I wanted to go one more step, but let me take a couple of comments first because I think everybody they are enjoying the conversation. So Missy said, women aren't waiting to be nice because they are scared and haven't dealt with their past hurts and pains. They carry those hurts into new relationship. I agree with
Absolutely. I agree.
yeah. And talking about 50-50, Misty, the real mojo said, nope, it's
100,
got to be 100
100 all the way. Yep.
all the way.
The way.
And she
I
said,
agree.
you cannot give only half of yourself to someone. You give
Give you 100.
100%.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
Abby said, across the board, 50-50 of yourself. Now, maybe when we get to Q&A, Abby can come and explain that, because I agree with all the sisters and brothers in the house. I don't believe in this 50-50 crap. You do 100, you do anything. I don't even care. What is 50-50? It's nonsense as far as I'm concerned. All right. Sanusi say, not all marriage are bad market to just don't collect ring from mad partner.
Yep.
Cece said, we going 100, yo.
Yep.
Cece, I'm going to
That's
use this
right.
against you. I will hold you to this. All right. Cece said, Oyibo man, 50-50. African man, 100-0.
Ah.
Sister Yinka, Sister Yinka, talk to your sister now. Talk to Sissy, because I'm trying to be a seasoned guy. Try to calm. Sissy is looking for my trouble now. And you know how I
Ah.
feel about my African brothers. Sissy, take your
Ah.
time.
Our
Shout out,
African brothers are waking up. Oh. They are waking up. A whole lot of them are.
right? Shout out to Sister Chinye. Sister Chinye said, funny enough, when people say 50-50, they are only talking about finances, which is a mess and a half.
Mhm.
Wow, 50-50 will then be across the board all around. 50-50 is nothing but delusions.
Yep.
Wow. Sister Chinye, I know when you ready like this, you ready to take it all the way down. All right, Sister Chinye also say 50-50 is not reality.
At all.
Are you guys saying that people can't actually do this 50-50 thing and make it work?
No. How
Okay,
is it possible?
right.
It's
so
not possible.
so Sister Yinka, in your 21 years experience, you've not tried 50-50 with Uncle before?
Ah, no. I've not because no. No, 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 no. It's
Oh
not
my
even
God.
it's not even something that has ever come into play with us before.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
Mm-mm.
Abby said 50-50 does not work. Abby, you must do 50-50. Well, Abby, I share 50-50 say. I'm just kidding with my baby girl. Thank you, Abby, for dropping that, because people need to hear it. They need to know. My brother, the Chucky. Yeah, Chucky has been married for 17, I'll be 18 years now. Chucky is now doing his PhD in marriage. Chucky said, men don't come up with 50-50. Yes, the role of 50-50 has to be defined to one's understanding. Where 50-50 comes from is a social media thing. Absolutely
Absolutely. I agree.
100%. Right? You agree with
Yeah.
that, Sister Yinka?
Yes, I do. I do agree.
Okay. Oh, Sister Chie is asking, why would the monetization be lost? Oh, it's AI. Oh. I think since beginning of last month, they deployed this AI thing. So AI is just flagging channels up and down. So sometimes when you appeal, they will just remove the suspension. Sometimes the AI will still insist. So you got to take a 90 days break. So please, if you enjoy what we are doing here, if they succeed in taking the monetization away and you still want me to be coming here so we can be learning like this, you may have to help us by giving us anything you can donate through Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, and nothing is too small. For me personally, I'm not really big on looking for money on YouTube like that, but I have some team of people that are behind this channel and they are working hard. They just have to get something at the end of the month. So every little token you give us, it goes a long way. It's actually helping a lot of people back in Nigeria. So thank you, Sister Chie, for that. God bless you, man. So Abby said, because often someone has to step up and give more. So 100 and be ready to step up when your partner needs it. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I
I
told you.
agree. Hmm.
I've told you people, this Abby is one small girl that is walking around with old grandma spirit.
Yes. I love her.
The guy took your wahala, my sister. Miriam, why are you laughing, Miriam? This is a conversation. We need everybody to chime in. So no laughing, no. Sister Onyade said 100 to 10 is what I
Ah,
support.
Kilo Shele, what happened?
Sister Onyi, You want bags, boss, Abi? I will give it to you today. You know what Sister Yi is trying to do? She want the men to bring 100, so she will only contribute 10%. Then she can take the rest of her own money, take go they buy all this gold chain and everything.
Mm-mm.
This is how you lie. In fact,
No.
you are spending your money in this marriage. All right. Now
Mm-mm.
let's take this aura for aura conversation to another level real quick, Sister Yinka, because I know many people who are struggling in relationship these days. Aura for aura is what is destroying majority of those relationships. Another aspect of aura for aura that I've noticed is this domestication of men.
Mm.
Yes, I like to put it like that. Domestication of men. I believe women, especially millennials and Gen Z, they are struggling with how can a man says I can do certain domestic work at home. They just can't take it. So, Sister Yinka, I trust you. You bring it 100. Let's just look back at your 21 years experience. Within the first 3 to 5 years of your marriage, were you that strong that no guy, when you go work, I go work, I come back, come and cook for me, sweep for me, everything? Were you strong on that, or how did you navigate it?
Hmm. That so, like I said, every marriage has its own struggles, right? That's one
Mhm.
thing that we didn't have to ever struggle with. Number one, before we got married, my husband was living by himself. I was living by myself. We were both taking care of ourselves as individuals. When we got married, it was more. That's why I said, the challenges that people are going through and the reasons why they're complaining and they're not trying to make their marriage work was not was not even close to what I thought that I was going through. So for me, I never had to struggle with that.
Hmm.
He's one person that, like I said, when we were dating, I think it was we were dating. I think it was like year 5 or 6, right before he proposed to me was when he first ate my meal, where I actually cooked, and he ate my food. He's the one that he will, whenever I went to visit him, he will make me lunch. It was like his famous yam and egg then, and when he will make sauce, it would be like tomato sauce that didn't have pepper, but I ate it with love. But he was not one to demand that I cook something. And even when I offered to, he would be the one to pretty much pamper me instead. So when we got married, it wasn't even a question. Whoever was able to do something was who did it. Like, of course, I made sure that we had soup and that we had stew in the house. The house was clean, but we both contributed to it. It wasn't like a one person thing. Whatever needed to be done was done. We didn't look to, oh, you're supposed to do this, I'm supposed to do this. Of course, maybe, and our schedule with work didn't give us any issues where we weren't able to do things together. So it wasn't an issue that we had to deal with as far as domestication of anybody. It's not. This is our home. We live here together. So anything that we did, it was for the benefit of the both of us.
Hmm.
I sweep, I clean, but let me tell you, all the time that my children were little, up until the time that the last child was walking,
Hmm.
I cannot remember telling you that I remember mopping one time. My husband always did the mopping. He would check his baby's, like the baby's feet. The baby's feet dictated if the house needed to be mopped or not.
Hmm.
So he wasn't that kind of guy. He did everything he was supposed to, even more sometimes that I would say, leave it alone, I'll take care of this. He always kind of looked out for me. And I think in a way, it was always the way that he was brought up. He did
Okay.
things for himself when he was single. So he pretty much brought that energy into the marriage. So I
Okay.
brought the same. So it wasn't that for us. Mhm,
So let me just quickly ask: if
mhm.
Uncle wasn't that kind of man who doesn't really bother much about house chores, would it have been a big issue for you that he's not cleaning, he's not cooking, or anything?
Number one, he when you talk about cooking, he doesn't really do much of cooking. He does it when he wants to, but of course, if he's required, he would do it in the whim. If I asked, or maybe he will figure out if he's not able to cook, we'll do takeout. It wasn't a big deal. But as far as chores, if he wasn't that kind of person in the beginning and we had a lot to do, I think that we will be at loggerheads at one point because it will be a lot on me, just me alone to handle all of that, on top of working, on top of taking care of the kids. So
Mm.
it was pretty much division of labor for us.
Okay. But would it have been like a really would it have been like a deal breaker for you that this man you are not cooking? Okay, this marriage is off. Would it have come down to that?
No, cooking. No, 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 no. It wouldn't have come to that at all.
Oh,
Um, it wouldn't. Like I always say, I'm not one. I don't like cooking.
all
If
right.
I were by myself, I probably may not even cook. Maybe I'll do like a batch of cooking and that'll be it for me. But I cook for my family because my family has to eat. you know, if I'm coming if I'm home, like now I work from home, I call my husband, what would you like to eat for dinner? Sometimes, and I've been home all day working from home. And he can tell me, you know what, don't worry about dinner. I'll bring something. What do you want? And he'll order takeout and bring it home.
Hmm.
But if even in the beginning of my marriage, if it was that cooking was off the table and he couldn't cook, not that he didn't want, maybe let's say he didn't want to cook. Well,
Okay.
sometimes you don't want to say you don't want to do something. It will always be an issue, right?
Yeah.
But if he was that, he was not of a cook, like he wouldn't cook and all that, I don't think it would have been something that would have been an issue for me, except when it was really needed. Say I go to work and you've been available, and then you still expect me to come out from work and cook. We're going to have a problem because that's just being inconsiderate, pretty much.
But would that can that result to the marriage being cut off? You say, okay, I'm done.
Not because of
No.
cooking.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, no, no,
Because we got to start explaining these things to the younger
oh,
folks.
no,
Because
no, no.
some of them will literally lose a good man by saying, you
Mhm.
know what, you can't cook. This marriage is off. I don't need you. I make my money.
No.
Come on,
There's
lady.
there's so many things that we fight for in marriage right now that I feel like is absolutely unnecessary. If he's not willing to cook and you're willing to cook, if it means that you do a batch and put it in your fridge, maybe cook soup or cook whatever and put it in fridge in tons, then do that.
Yeah, thank you.
You know,
Yeah, thank you. And Sister Natu, shout out to my lovely Sister Natu. Sister Natu is also saying some men are not
and not, yeah.
domesticated and there is nothing you can do about it. See?
You probably knew that while you were dating. So why are you expecting all of that after you're now in marriage?
Oh my God, I'm laughing because I just imagine Sister Natu doing a seminar to young girls these days and telling them this. Some men are not domesticated and there is nothing you can do about it. They will lose their mind. But that Sister Natu, she always bring it frankly 100%. Whether you like, you take it, you like, you don't take it, now your own problem. All right, what is Abby saying? My Abby is saying, same way I will never iron and do laundry in my life, manifesting a laundryman, aka husband. All right. Now, yeah, we're gonna get to question and answer because there are some things. Abby will say some things at times, and you will just shake your head like, you be like, this guy never really knows. Say, and I wanted to make mouth before marriage. Now, another thing, where you enter the marriage finish and you are saying no, I'm not gonna go back or something, my dear. Your marriage they waka like that. There are so many things that many people have said before they got married, and when they meet their person, the person truly loved them deeply, they get to realize that this person loved me really. This person will do anything for me, but
Yeah.
this my expectation, go meet time. So you just let it go. If you I'll leave that to Sister Yinka to address later. Let me start this one. We'll come back to that. Now, Sister Yinka, thank you very much. You did an amazing job. I want to go to something else real quick, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about leadership and submission. Leadership and submission. Please hit the like if you haven't done that yet. All right, all right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for all the support. I really
Thank
appreciate you
you,
all.
thank you,
It's
thank
not
you, thank
easy.
you.
Yeah. And thank you for being part of my coffee show earlier this morning. I'm going to share Sister Yinka's page. Please, I will share a YouTube channel for those who would like to benefit from her wealth of experience. Oh, please subscribe and always watch all her videos. 4 minute, 5 minute video. I wish I have that mind to do that kind of video. My videos are very, very long these days. That's why some people just, Uncle Ben, can you cut this thing down, Joe? You will say 1 hour, we end up 4 hours. Anyway, that is Sister Yinku's Pepe's YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed to it, please go and subscribe. Now, let's talk about leadership and submission. This is another big issue I've come to see
No, bro.
in
This
African marriages. So I'm gonna play this Sister Yinka video and then we'll come back and quickly talk about leadership and
Pepe. Welcome back to Yinka's Pepe Talks, where we have real conversations about life, faith, relationships, and personal growth. This is the space where truth meets style and where we laugh, learn, and grow together. So let's dive into today's topic. Leadership requires understanding and cooperation. And I'm talking about in the marriage. One thing we don't talk about enough is emotional intelligence in men and women, or should I say husband and wife, because I'm referring to a marriage in this case. Yes, God called you, the man, to be the head of the home, but headship without understanding becomes dictatorship. And the reason so many homes are struggling today isn't because the man isn't providing, it's because he's trying to lead a woman he's never taken the time to understand. You can't lead what you haven't studied, right? And how can you lead a wife whose emotional language you've never even learned? How can you cover a woman whose triggers her insecurities, strengths, and passions you don't even acknowledge? Now, leadership isn't just about making decisions, it's about serving with wisdom. And wisdom requires understanding. But here's the other side of the coin, because I am going to address my gender because we're having a balanced conversation here. So, wives, come on in. A woman can expect a husband to pour into a heart that is always shut off. You can't ask to be understood if you refuse to communicate clearly. There has to be openness, willingness to be vulnerable, and space for grace. A healthy marriage looks somewhat like this. He's willing to understand, and she's willing to be understood. He creates safety, and she responds with cooperation. Because the truth is, a woman will joyfully follow a man who understands her, but a man will keep leading when he knows his efforts are received and appreciated by his woman. So let's both ask ourselves some honest questions here. Husband, are you trying to lead without taking time to truly know your wife? And wife, are you asking to be seen while keeping your heart behind a wall? Now, leadership without relationship leads to resistance, but leadership plus cooperation equals alignment. A marriage like that becomes unstoppable. So maybe the prayer needs to be, Lord, help me to understand the one I am called to love and help me to be easy to love in return. If you agree we need more balanced conversations like this, drop a heart in the comment section and let's keep the dialogue going. I want to thank you again for spending time with me here on Yinku's Pepe Talks. If this inspired you, like, comment, share. Share this with your mother, your sister, your husband, your uncle, everybody. And if this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome.
all right, all right. I told you Sister Yinka's videos are always short but loaded. Now, Sister Yinka,
Yes,
let's
sir.
talk about leadership and submission. I think whew, I can't even do brotherhood. Okay, from from your message, I think a brother can watch that video and really not get what you are driving at, what you are actually trying to pass across. To you, how is leadership in marriage? How should a man lead?
Okay, so we need to understand that everybody's relationship is different, right?
Yeah.
My home, my marriage is based on the knowledge of Christ, Jesus Christ, right? So my Bible tells me that the husband is the head of the home. The husband is to love the wife like Christ loved the church. And what did Christ do to the church? He laid his life down to the church, which means
Mm,
that as a leader, which if you look at every aspect of life, a leader is not someone who's supposed to be bossy. You're supposed to set example of what you expect in a space. Now, in a marriage, you as a leader, how do you want your household to be run? If you want certain things in the household a certain way, then you need to show it. You need to be a servant leader if you as a husband are in the home. You can't expect to be a terrorist and then you have your wife that adoring you. Now she may fear you, but not adore you.
mm,
There's a difference.
mm,
So because you're loud and you're yelling, if she's a woman that has chosen to stay in that environment, she may fear you, but that is not respect and that is not honor. And she doesn't adore you. But when you
mm,
have a woman who actually references you, that honors you, you get everything. Like I've not seen a woman that actually adores and honors a husband that will not do anything for that man. Just
mm,
like you said, let's go back to where we're saying 100 and 100, right? So there's a husband and wife. You're giving 100% of yourself. Your wife is giving 100% of herself. But there comes a time where the man falls short of something. You know, something happens, but guess what? The woman already gave 100%. You would think she has no more to give. But because she feels like she's gotten everything, she's gotten the love, she's gotten the affection, she's gotten everything for this man, she's going to go back in her pocket and she's going to bring out another 50 from nowhere. That's how it is. So that's why I say that there's a difference in the leadership. What kind of home do you run? What is your the foundation of your marriage? Is it based on Christ? Because that's what my marriage is based on, which is why I handle my marriage the way that it is. So
mm,
being it based on Christ and him being in the same faith as me, he's acting by showing examples of what he wants in his home. Now, first of all, like I said, when I was trying to make my voice clear, right? When I was talking to him, I would raise my voice, but he wouldn't raise his voice. No. Instead, he will keep quiet and watch me and go handle his own situation, right?
mm,
But if he had come back and he raised his voice and I'm raising my voice and he's raising his voice, no. Now, don't take it that he backed down to me. No, because at the end of the day, guess who calmed down? It was me because I didn't like the situation. Because when he walks away from the situation, he's not walking away because he's saying, oh, you have your way. Because I think I'm too strong-headed of a woman to be with a man that will be okay with me having my way all the time. He becomes a mumu man, and I can't be with a man that is too gentle. I can't be with a man that cannot stand on his own. And
mm,
he's a man that stands on his own and understands his value. So instead of addressing me with the energy that I was bringing forth, he would just park in one corner and wait his turn. Wait till everything dies down and then come back and say what he has to say. And then I calm down and say, you know what? It really wasn't big of a deal. All I had to do, if I really want to get this man or my husband to do this thing or maybe see things this way, which most of the time he did, all I had to do was come out a different way, speak a
yeah.
different way, right? So if you're expecting leadership, you're a leader. You're supposed to show what you want to see in your home. And that's exactly what he did. He showed me what he wanted to see.
Mm,
So it was up for me to receive or to not receive it. But I chose to
mm.
receive it because it was actually beneficial for us.
Good one.
Mhm, mhm.
Now, Sister Yinka,
Yeah.
we can speak about leadership without
Mhm.
making reference to submission.
Mm-hmm.
And submission is one thing I notice modern women don't want to discuss at all. It's like once you say sub, ooh, they want to fight. Now, did you struggle with submission in your marriage?
Yes, in the beginning. Like I said, because everybody wants their way and you want things done a certain way. Now, first of all, you want a man that can stand, that can do his own thing
Yeah.
and not, make moves, but at the same time you want him to bow down at everything that you want from him.
Hmm.
I don't know how you can get that in the same from the same human being. But for me, like I think I told you this before, Uncle Beno, when we first started talking. For
Yeah.
me, submission is not even an issue with the woman that feels like that is getting the leadership that she's supposed to have from her husband. I've never, I can't remember the last time I struggled with submission. I say something, right? Like if anybody cannot have their way, like if you're trying to get to me, you're trying to get to me and you don't know how to get to me, just talk to my husband. Like if I'm angry right now, he's the only one that can say, Yinka, oh yeah, you need to calm down. I don't think he will have to say it twice for me to hear him the first time. Because guess what? He has played his role to show what a leader will do. He has carried his weight as a man. There is no need, there's never a need for me to feel like he's playing my role or I am playing his role.
All
Do
right.
you understand what I mean?
I
Yeah.
got you. I got it. Thank you. Now, let me quickly take some comment here. There's a lot of comment popping up because I guess all my sisters and brothers, they are agreeing with you. You brought it 100. Shout out to Uncle Emeka. Uncle Emeka say good day, real fam. And Yikus, thank you, my sister, for sharing.
Thank
Bless
you.
you. Oh,
Thank
wow. Uncle Emeka. Uncle Emeka won your daughter.
you.
All right. Now, I saw a couple of comments that caught my attention. The real Mojo said, as long as submission is my choice and not
Yes.
force, it's
Yep.
okay. What
Mhm.
does that mean?
So, have
Mm.
you heard when a man will say, I am the head? I am the head. I am your husband. And you do as I say. That's forcing submission. You can't.
No,
You
Sister
can't. Like I
Yinka, it's like sometimes we have to remind your gender, or we are the husband here. I'm your husband.
you can't. I mean, the thing about it is that in marriage, you have to in this day, women expect you to show workings, right? If you're coming as a man, you have to come correct.
Hmm,
What am I submitting to? I'm sorry, as much as we talk about this submission and we talk about marriage and we talk about love, I am not going to submit to a man that does not respect God. And what does that look like? A man that does not respect God would cheat, would steal, would lie, would not show up for his family. I am not submitting to that. I am sorry. Mm-mm.
hmm,
But when you pull your weight as a man, you don't even have to ask for submission. It will come because your woman can see that you're representing, you're carrying your weight.
hmm,
So there's no need for you to ask for it. It will come, even sometimes that you don't even expect. She will show up for you.
hmm,
Now, I'm hoping that good man also has a good woman because there are some good men out there. They're really good men, but they have awful, awful wives. I have seen it, right? But I'm hoping that I'm talking to someone who realizes that their spouse is actually carrying their weight. He's doing what he has to do, and he's showing up as a true leader in the home. If you have that, that's your husband. Please do not let anybody talk into your head. Represent and show up for your man. Submission is no big deal to a woman that actually is loved and a leader that shows up for his home. Not only submission from the woman now, he would even get it from submission from the woman and even the children, even the people around, which includes his family. So at the end of the day, what are we looking for? Are we looking for a leader that is not authoritative in the home, that is actually coming with love and is showing up as he should show up so that he can get the other aspects of his woman? That's
hmm,
where our helper energy comes in. Because when you really love someone and they're really showing up for you, you want to do everything. That's where we show up as helpmates to our husband.
All right. All
Mhm.
right, Sister Yinka.
Mhm.
I got this comment from Sisi. Sisi said we have a problem with submission because a lot of men are not leaders that are worth submitting to, and man have misused that word to abuse women. Now, this is the aura for aura that I'm sensing here.
Mhm.
Sister Yinka, would you agree with me that some women, especially modern day women, they don't even understand leadership? If a man is showing leadership, some of them are even saying it as something else. Do you understand what I'm saying here, my sister? I
I
some ladies struggle with leadership itself. How can I put this now? Okay, can we say the man is responsible for leading, while the woman is responsible for submission? But why do they struggle with leadership?
Why do the women struggle with leadership? You
Yes, many
cannot.
of them want to lead now.
I think a lot of the times is I think that some men, the
Mhm,
what I've seen so far, a lot of them choose what they want to lead at, areas that they want to lead at. You cannot choose what part you want to lead at, right? You can't choose to lead when you come home and you want things done a certain way, but you're not pulling your weight when it comes to being faithful to your partner, right?
mhm,
You can't choose how you want things to be done in the home when we don't even know how the money runs. You're not transparent with finances. We don't really know what's going on. Now, if a woman has an idea that, this man has the best interest of this family at hand, she will
mhm,
do. Submission is not even a word that will even come up in your vocabulary because it will just naturally just come. Now, the men that always are fighting for submission, are always shouting submission, submission, is because what are you really showing? What workings are you showing to your woman to actually show her that you're leading? So it's not a cut and dry thing where you say, oh, you're a leader and the woman has to submit, like the bow said. Remember, there was one time.
mhm. Oh, I think I lost Sister Yinka there. Uh, can you guys hear Sister Yinka? Oh, I lost her. Just a minute, she's gonna be back. So while Sister Yinka is coming back, let me read some comment here. Um, what's up, Sister Cherish Olivia? How are you doing? So while Sister Yinka is coming back, say, give your example, you be example plenty now. Women struggle with leadership mostly, and a very good example is the one we spoke about recently on our show when women out and their husband. The moment women out and their husband, some of them become dramatic. Some of them start struggling with submission. All right, Sister Yinka, you're back, right? Hello, sis, can you hear me? Okay, I think Sister Yinka is still
I
here.
can't hear you anymore.
You can hear me? I can hear you.
Let me try again.
Uh, I can hear you, Sister Yinka. Okay, I think she's gonna be back. All right. Um, so some women struggle with leadership. Some the moment there are decisions to make in the house, some women want to put themselves in the center of the decision. If the husband is not going to go their way, then there will be issue. That is an example of where this leadership struggle comes in. Auntie, can you hear me now?
Okay, yes, I can hear you now. Yes.
All right, please continue, man. You were talking
Okay,
about why
so
women struggle with leadership. I just wanted to know why because some women won't just accept their man to play that leading role. They are competing with the man with the leading. Instead of them to focus on how to submit, they are trying to hijack leadership from the men.
I don't think that well, let me just speak from our own African women perspective, right? I don't see a lot of women wanting to play the role of the man. You can't expect me to be playing the role of the husband in the home and still lead and still submit to you. Your husband, what are you bringing to the table?
Right.
Who's run when you're talking about finances? How are you pulling your weight? Now, if you want to pull the finances aside, let's say the woman is making more money and the man is not making as much, but what other weight is the man pulling to make up for that money part that the woman has to bring in? Like I said, the woman may be a medical doctor, maybe a cardiologist, making good money, and the man is just not making that as much as she is.
Mm-hmm.
Finances in the home, if that part is lacking, what other part is he picking up from? Is it taking care of? How is it showing up for the children? How is it showing up for her? How is it showing up in other aspects? We have a lot of men that are trying to pick and choose which part they want to lead. For example, like the man that will bring his women is his woman from Nigeria. You will say you sponsored her to go to nursing school, so now she's a nurse. But Mr. wants to stay home and watch YouTube all day while the woman is hustling. But then you want her to come home, submit her paycheck, still cook for you, and submit to you. Where did they do that at?
Mm-hmm.
She has not come to slave away. So you can't pick and choose. What are you doing as a leader as a man to show me that you're actually leading me? What am I submitting to?
All right. I know. See, Sister Ika, I can have this conversation with you for the next 4 hours, but I don't want the show to be too long because I'm still gonna bring you back as many times as possible. I know you are very, very busy, sister. That's why I go put camera for your house, the monitor. Once you are free like this, I'll come and grab you. We have so much to cover on this issue. We still have to talk about raising children. We have to talk about communication. We have to talk about finances in marriage. You've been married 21 years. You and my uncle are doing fun. You are doing great. You are doing very, very well. And it all boils down to how you manage your finances and all of that. So I still have plenty topics that I will need you to come and help us break down. And I'm still going to be dragging all my sisters and brothers with good experience, both married and single. I'm still going to bring them to this table. Let them come and hang out with me, so we'll be having this conversation. Now, because of our time, we have just like about maybe 30 minutes left. So I want us to do Q&A so that we can bring one or two people in. And then when we come back another time, we will have more robust conversation around this. Okay. So I have a lot of things to discuss with you, but I see Dr. Adama and my other sister, all of them, they ready, they won't fight. When I talk to women who they accept leadership now, the comment section, don't they do but we'll get there.
We accept leadership and rubbish man on.
They don't they let the one begin throw punch. Hey, shout out to my baby sister Big Pay. How you doing, mama? Fine, Big Pay. Big Pay say you cannot be abusive or mean to your wife and expect her to respect or submit to you. Always, women are always accusing men. Please now, let's not look at that. There are men who are not abusive, who are even sweet, but the woman just want to drag with them. Like, no, why would you make that decision? Sister, you remember one of the last episode we did on Dear Dr. Shola, where I read the message where a woman was complaining that they are doing a project in Nigeria. The husband is going to Nigeria and she want the husband to go and stay with her own cousin and her husband's house. Somebody is coming from US to stay there for 3 weeks because we want to save money. And just because the man insisted that I have my own plan, I'm not going to stay there. Now she took the man to Dr. Shola. These are some of the things I'm talking about, you know. So can you give me just 1 minute on that particular issue? What's your take on that one, man?
Okay, I don't think I really read that one, but if you're saying it the way it is, where the man doesn't want to stay in like a family house, is it with his cousin, with her cousin?
Yeah, he don't want to stay with the cousin. He want to stay in hotel, and the wife was now angry that he's wasting money. He's gonna waste money. And to me, what I saw there is that woman trying to struggle with the man.
No, I mean it's his choice actually. So if he says that I don't, not that he's not even going to say, oh, I don't want to stay with your cousin. I don't want us to stay with your cousin. I'd rather we stay in the hotel. If that's what he wants, and that's one that's going to make the trip enjoyable, hey, then we go to the hotel. Simple. I mean, I realize that a lot of things that we argue about in marriage sometimes are not even worth it. But again, that stems to the foundation.
Yeah.
Like this woman being upset about staying in the family in the hotel, and rather would stay with the cousin. We don't know what transpired before then. Maybe
Yeah.
they had issues with finances. Maybe she's the one carrying a whole lot of the financial part and she's only looking at her pocket, right? So we really can't tell. Like except you're dissecting the whole thing, I try not to like dilly dally into,
All right.
information haphazardly.
No problem, man. No problem. We'll look at that. So now let's go to the final segment of the show. Thank you very much, Sister Yinka. We
Hmm.
have we started with aura for aura, and then we moved to leadership and submission. I still have like 4 subtopics like this, but we can't cover everything here. So Mona, just help me pray. May Sister Yinka get time. I will bring her back, and then we dive in again. Now let us go into Q&A session. And in the Q&A session, I'm sharing the link for people to come in. Those who want to add 1 or 2 things, or they just want to ask Sister Yinka a question. If you can't come in, you can drop your question in the chat. I will read it, but this is the fun part. So just give me 1 minute. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Hanging out with me today is Sister Yinka, Yinku's Pepe Talk. And Sister Yinka has been doing justice to all the questions that I asked her. Now, I'm going to take 1 or 2. Let me take some comments here, and then we will go into question and answer. So please, if you have any question, drop it in the chat now. I will highlight it, and then Sister Yinka can at least share her own weight of experience with us. All right. Abby said, when submission is one-sided and not balanced with love, respect, and sacrifice from the husband, women actually resist. But one thing I noticed in this chat today, especially talking about this leadership and submission, I have not seen any comment here that hold women accountable. No comment. Nobody have agreed that there are really some women that even when the man is leading, some of those women can be cuckoo. Nobody agree. It's like everybody just make up their mind that let us blame men. You
I
see
mean,
what
that's what
the gender is doing?
that's why I say that, we all have our own spouses, right? You already know. Like I tell women that, I have a chance to speak to. You know your spouse and you know if he's coming and delivering correct. If your husband is showing up as a true leader, do not deny him of the things that he's supposed to be getting from you as a wife. If you're looking at my clock and saying because my husband is doing these things and your husband is not doing it, you're going to fail. Do not compare. Sit
Okay.
down and evaluate your marriage and see if he's actually pulling his weight as a man. If he's pulling his weight as a man, please do not deny him of the things that someone who is showing up as a leader is. Well, on the other hand, we also have a lot of men that are not showing up correct, but then they expect the submission to come into play. This is not 1900s. Women don't do that. We don't sit on the sideline and let somebody just ruin our life because they don't know how to manage funds, they don't know how to take care of their health, or they don't know how to do a lot of things. And when you're telling them or you're trying to, bring it up to them to say this is the thing, these are the things that we are lacking, they have an issue listening to you. They have an issue even hearing your own side. This is not 1900s. We're not going to sit on the sideline and submit to a man that's going to end up ruining our lives.
All
But if
right.
you come correct,
Mhm.
you as a woman, if I know you, I will hold you accountable. You need to come correct and deliver back to him. Period.
Thank you very
Mhm.
much.
Mhm.
All right. Bingpe said, of course, we know there are crazy women. However, the issue of submission to a large extent is with the man.
Yeah.
Now, no one will go this route. Okay. Thank you, Bingpe. I got that. Now, Sister Yinka,
Mhm.
please drop your question in the chat so we can wrap this up. I have with me right now Uncle Dio and the baby of the house. They are in the studio. So,
Thank you.
Uncle Dio, do you have question for Sister Yinka, or you just want to add to what she has said so far, sir?
I have both. Sister Inka,
Okay.
you brought it at
Yes.
100%, and I'm really happy. Everything you said was on point, and in fact, I learned a lot of things from you. But I'm
Oh.
so happy because one of the things that you said that really made me to know that exactly you got it right is because you said that you married as a Christian and you are following the Christian principle.
Mm,
Anybody that does that, both man and woman, that put Christ first in their home, they will have
mm,
no issues. Because
mm,
everything, as a man, you know what is expected of you.
mm,
And as a woman, you know what is expected of you also. And you've stated it all. And that's the biblical standard.
Mm.
I pray that many couples out there, they will follow and emulate that biblical standard and follow
Amen.
it to the core, both man and
Amen.
woman. If a man
Mm.
can be a good leader in the house, there is a passage that you gave which qualifies it all. Christ so loved the church that he gave himself for the church.
Mm.
And that is the key. If a man knows that he can die for his wife, then submission will come naturally. You don't have to force it because you do everything to make that woman happy. We once
Mm.
had a show on this same platform whereby me and Uncle Beno, we agreed that the only way to have successful marriage is for you to make your wife happy. That
Mm.
happiness is what makes a marriage work, which is true. If a man knows that he must do everything to satisfy his wife, he will have peace in that home. If a man plays his role as a man, naturally, leadership was placed on man by God Himself. And once
Mm.
a man does that, lead by God's principle and by God's standards, there will be no problem. The woman will submit naturally to him. What we have now is that many people they say they are married as a Christian, and the moment they got married, they throw away the biblical manual of
Mm.
marriage. Everybody wants to do things their own way,
Mm.
and then we have conflicts. Now, my question to you is that where we normally have issues is when a man that has been performing, when a man that has been performing regularly as a man, performing his role as a leader in the home, supporting the family, supporting the wife, when he have problem, when he have challenges, maybe
Mm.
he lost his job, or maybe suddenly something happened to him, he could not be able to bring in as he usually does.
Mm.
And now, and and the woman steps up
Oh,
and and take over that role. Most women that I know, they cannot marry that body of leadership with submission at the same time. They find it difficult because most of them, the moment they assume the position of a financier in the home, they want to automatically take over the leadership of the home as well. And that's why
mhm.
they always get it wrong. Because the moment you do that, a man that has lost his job, now I'm talking about a real man that has lost his job, he is psychologically down.
Mm.
Any real man that has lost, or maybe is not able, for one reason or that, is not able to provide as he used to, he is psychologically down. He does not need any woman to have to that. What he needs is support from the wife, encouragement from the wife to be able to get back on his feet. If
Sure.
that's the time that the woman now assume financial responsibility and is now using it to like talk down the man, or maybe try to like
Hello. Hello.
look down on
Go
that
ahead.
man. I can
Yeah.
hear you.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
So if you now try to use that to look down on that man, that's where the issue always starts from.
Mm.
That's where the man will not see himself to be nothing again in the presence of the man. But if the woman can marry, being a financier of the home, for that period that the man is down or is not able to like provide for his family, if she can marry it well with affirmation still to the man, even in that condition, there will be peace. So,
Absolutely.
what do you advise when a woman, you know that this your man has been has been a good husband, has been a good leader, but now something happened to him, he could no longer perform his duty as he used to, and as God will have it, maybe you got some certification, or maybe you get a better job, you are not any more than the man. How do you advise women that find it difficult to marry submission and being a financer in the home together like that? So how do you advise them in this particular case? Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah. Thank you, sir, for that question. I always say that every relationship, even though most marriages, the foundation. I want to say the foundation that starts on the foundation of love and the foundation of knowing one another. The man has been pulling his weight from the get go. He's been doing everything, knowing fully well that anything can happen in this life. The only thing that is constant in life is change. That's the only thing that's constant. Now, the man has been pulling his weight, showing up as a true leader all this while, and then something happens and maybe he loses his job, or something happens and you as a woman had to pick up. The only thing that has changed, in my view, is the finances. Respect should not change. Submission should not change. If it changes based on the value of money, then your marriage was not on a solid foundation to begin with, because maybe it was based on money. But if you actually love and you respect and you really did all of that, you really had that upfront before the money issue came into play, then it needs to continue. At this point is the time that the man needs your support, because you already know he's not lazy. You already know that he just lost his job. He lost his job. He didn't lose his life, which means that something can happen tomorrow. So for the time that you are there, you show up correct to the point that the man will know, he still will know that he still needs to pick up the baton. He's not going to just sit on the sidelines while you carry the weight.
Mm.
Now, there are some men that have actually taken that and sat on the sideline and not do anything anymore because they've been lazy from the get go. There's a difference. But when you know a man that is pushing for it, continue to encourage him and do what you have to do. You, as a woman, is a helper. The reason why God has blessed you with that job where you can actually carry the finances while he's down is because God has ordained you as his helpmate. So pull your weight as a helpmate without rubbing it in his face, while he's still out there trying to, make things work. As long as he's not relenting, like sitting on the sideline and letting you do everything, as long as he's still pulling his weight in areas that he needs to pull his weight, as long as still out there looking for a job, is it a business or whatever, and you know that he's intentional, he's doing this like he should, there is no excuse for you as a woman to not show up correct. If you do not show up correct, you have yourself to answer to, because he's pulling his weight. This is your time to show yourself as the helpmate. So you either come correct at this point and
Mm.
let him know that you're there for the long haul. That's what marriage is. Marriage is not a bed of roses. That's why when you don't let all the other challenges in life that will come into play, that's why we cannot let this issue about cooking, about chore, about all of these small, small things get in the way, because the bigger battles are going to come. How you handle those bigger battles will depend on how your foundation was from the get go.
Mm. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Sister Yinka. That's a very good one. I have Abby in the building. Welcome, Mr. AB. Shout out, my brother. You're welcome. I have Abby. Abby gonna come in next, but I just want to take this from Binkpe real quick. Binkpe said, I agree with you, Sister Yinka, but then it can be a two-edged sword that you as a wife needs to tread carefully, because what happens when the man becomes complacent and refuses to do the needful? I know,
Absolutely.
sister,
Yes.
you always bring it back to men. No,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
You
yes.
know, it was part of what I said, because realizing that there's some men that will actually be like, you know what, we don't even need the money. I can just chill. She's handling everything. But you as the woman will know. He's not gonna hide it. If you can hide it from everybody else in the world, you would know if he's complacent. And if he's complacent, then you need to bring it to his attention. Ogbeni, I'm doing all of this because I'm your wife. I'm supposed to be helping you. I expect this is where communication comes into play. You're sitting down, you're communicating. You guys are working on a board together. You're talking about your marriage together. Marriage is not just for you to sleep and wake up, sleep and wake up. You guys need to be taking times. If it's a 1 month, every month thing, because I remember back in when we started talking about, trying to actually stay connected, because our own issue was the connection. The connection, we were losing the connection. For me, he wasn't, I was. So part of when we were going on dates was not just talking about connection. We started talking about finances. We started talking about looking at our finances, seeing what we can do to get better. You will know as the woman if your husband is actually pulling his weight, if he's looking for work, if he's developing himself, what he's doing. But if he's just sitting down there at home, not doing anything and watching YouTube or Netflixing or playing video games and not doing anything, and you've talked about it and he's not doing anything, he's complacent right there. Then you need to take step two. You need to start showing. You need to start showing that, these are the things that we talked about. You're really not pulling your weight. I need support. I can't do this on my own. Right? So we're going step by step. You're not just going to assume that he's not doing anything. You need to know that he's not doing anything.
Yeah.
And you need to talk about it.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Abby, I think Abby will be the last person I'm gonna take on the show today because we're gonna round up. Abby, do you
Yeah.
have questions or you want to add to what Auntie Yinka is saying?
I
Our beauty
actually
of
came here to ask a couple questions.
a
But
couple of questions.
yeah, I was actually going to ask for permission. I was going to ask how many questions I'm allowed.
Abby. Hey, okay. Let's see how
Yeah,
far you can go.
go ahead.
Let's try three.
But
Please, I
okay,
got to go. Three.
okay, but based off of what has just the conversation that just happened between Auntie Inka and Uncle Dio, I wanted to ask a question first before my actual questions I came in with.
Mhm.
I think one of the things that sorry, Auntie Inka. Hi, Auntie Inka, good evening.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Amazing.
Sorry. So one of the things that I struggle with right now as a single woman who's dating is men that seem or that come across as um almost like they can't offer anything but money. There's too many men out here that the first thing they feel they need to offer is money. Oh, I'm going to look after you. Or especially ones that have a significant age gap. I think the connotation here is I'm older than you. So clearly what you're looking for is stability. So
Mhm.
when a man shows that all he has to offer is money, is it not fair that when that money is gone, there's so many other things that could be gone? Because the respect that they command, I was saying in the chat how the one thing I don't like when it comes to chores is laundry. So for instance, if my idea is I don't mind cleaning, I like cleaning, I like cooking. The only thing I really need help with when it comes to domestic chores or I would like you to do is laundry. And then a man decides that, oh, I don't like laundry as well, I'm going to outsource it. I'm going to pay for someone to come do our laundry in the house. If you
Mhm.
can no longer pay for that, is that not going to be potentially an issue? So that's my point. There's a lot of men that only offer money. They don't offer emotional intelligence. They don't offer emotional support. All they have is money. I'm sad. I'm going to buy your bag. I'm going to buy your car. There's too many men like that these days. So what happens when the money goes? Are you expecting the same wife?
So I always like, okay, you meet someone now. Let's say, okay, the both of them are married. I say that issues like that. You meet someone you really like him, but it seems like all he has to offer is money. Is that okay with you to go into a relationship with?
No, it's not. And that's why I'm saying that there's too many men like that where
Mhm.
they use money to cover a lot of
Mhm.
other issues that they have. So when that money is gone, you can really see a different side to them. You can see how useless, for the lack of better words, they are because the money has just made it seem like I remember I dated someone who, even down to Valentine's Day, he paid his assistant to plan something for us, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that until a later date. So, as far as I'm concerned, I was with a romantic, thoughtful man, but there
Mhm.
was someone that was thinking for him because he had money to pay the person to think for
Mhm.
him. And there's a lot of men that are like that. They're lazy. They can't do anything for themselves. So essentially, if the money goes, our marriage is finished because you can't even think of ways to compensate or ways to, make your presence known in our household without money, pretty much.
Okay, so if I were to, let's assume I'm going to use myself for example as an example now. I meet someone, and I already see that okay, it seems like all he has to offer is pretty much money. I'm making the decision to marry that man based on the money, all he has to offer. But if he has hidden that from me, and I really didn't know, like you said, he planned all of these dates and whatever, and someone actually helped him, but you didn't know that somebody else did it. You thought he did, and then you marry and then the money goes away and then you see that oh, so all of these things that you thought that he was not actually who he is. He's either going to have to learn to start being those things or find that money, because he pretty much came into that marriage based on money,
Yeah.
based on showing you and getting all of those things, that because he had the money. So the foundation was not right. You didn't know that, but he knew that, right? So you can't really be held to the standard of, oh, how am I going to get all these things where you can't even do them anymore? Especially because he couldn't do that. Somebody else was doing it for him. He was never his authentic self. So
Mm.
really, who did you marry? A pretender?
Yeah, there's a
That's
couple issues at that point. Yeah.
exactly. So at the end of the day, it's now is he willing to learn? Is he willing to now forget about the money now? If you now think about how do you want your marriage to look like, because the money can come back. But if the money comes back, will you be okay with him paying somebody to do all those things, or him actually taking the initiative to do that? If he's willing and open to learning to do these things, because some people just don't know. You can't know what you don't know. Some men, they've just thought about it all their life. That's how they were raised. That's what they were told. All you have to do is have money and the women will be at your beck and call. That's all they know,
Yeah.
right? So is he willing to learn to say, my wife requires more of me, not just money. She needs more of that. She needs my presence, me as a person. If he's willing to learn, then that's a chance. But if he's not willing to learn and then he doesn't have the money, Ogbeni has nothing to offer.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I have 3 questions that are a bit more personal. So the
Mhm.
first one is, how did marriage change you as a person?
Mhm. Okay. So first of all, I would say that coming into marriage, I was someone that was not vocal with my feelings. I bottled up a lot of things. I was a people pleaser. Now, when it now came to marriage, loving my husband the way I loved him, I pleased him more and relegated myself to the sideline. I pretty much did everything I felt like he wanted or he needed because I loved him so much, forgetting that I needed to take care of myself. I didn't speak up when I felt like I was hurt because I didn't want to hurt his feelings, right? So I came into the marriage being a very quiet person. Now I'm still reserved. I don't have a lot of friends. I have a lot of acquaintances, but not friends, right? But then marriage taught me that for me to get the best of him, to be able to get the things I needed as a woman, I needed to be able to express my feelings, expressing my feelings without sounding disrespectful to him, right? So, of course, me coming from someone that wasn't really talking, now I'm talking, and now I'm kind of going off with my voice going loud, right? He's not hearing me because he's wondering, all this time I thought everything was perfect. What happened? So now it's me coming to say, look, honey, things weren't perfect. I was actually just keeping quiet because I felt like maybe things were just going to work out, or maybe that's how things were supposed to be, because that was how I thought things were supposed to be. Like, he's doing everything else. So if connection is the only thing that I'm missing from here, then I can just let it go. But I realized that I cannot have a forever and enjoy my marriage, letting go of the connection, because that's what I needed to thrive.
Yeah.
So I had to find a way to actually to actually be able to voice my needs to him in a way that he was able to accept it and for us to work together. From there, it changed me realizing that not everybody cannot know your mind. Nobody knows anybody's mind. You have to be able to express your feelings to the other person, express it in a way that they also will understand, especially if they're willing to. So for me, it just kind of opened up my mind to say, I started going online on Facebook. I'll read a lot of things. I'll pick from maybe something that this person did that was wrong, this person did that was right, and kind of figure out what works for my home. And I think that kind of opened up a different side of me that I didn't even know existed, which is wanting to connect more with my husband, wanting to show how much I appreciated him more so, that he didn't express the need to be appreciated. But I saw that when I started doing all those things, it even opened up a different side of him. It's like, even till now, I'm still learning of myself. I tell people that I came to learn to know that I'm actually getting to a different point in my life when I turned 30. Remember, I said I got married at 24.
Yeah.
This is me taking 6 years of my life to actually get to know Yinka in marriage. I had to learn to know me first, then now learn to know my marriage inside of a marriage, because I felt like I wasn't fully me when I got into marriage. And you would think that at 24, I should be really self-aware at that time. But I guess even as self-aware as I thought I was, I really was not as self-aware as I should have been.
Okay.
So,
Thank you, ma'am. Okay,
yeah,
I
thank
have,
you.
sorry, Uncle Ben, let me know
Mhm.
when to stop. Sorry. The next question is, how do you balance personal goals with your family responsibilities?
Okay, so personal goals and family responsibilities, like I said. So one of the discussions we had a while back when we were talking about boss lady and all of that, when I was in corporate America, I was I was there with my children. I was traveling a lot. Work was really demanding. I would get home at 6:30 or 6:30, and then I would have like an hour and a half with my kids, and then they would have to start getting ready for bed. It was very, very, very difficult. Now, it wasn't something that couldn't have been done because my children were well taken care of. My mother-in-law was amazing with the children. They never had to go to daycare ever. But I felt like as a mom, I was missing that part of my connection with them because this is weekday, Monday through Friday. I only get like an hour tops with my kids. So career wise and children wise, the children would have been fine, up until a certain point when they were getting to like, end of high and elementary school. I felt like I needed to be there more for them. This is us raising three boys. My husband has always been, his work has always been demanding. Other than him being an entrepreneur, he also has a career. So it was almost like the both of us. More so me, because he never required of me giving up my career. Never. I actually took stock to say, you know what? Yeah, the money is good, but my family requires this. And I had to be the one to think about it, to say, you know what? I really needed to be here for my children. What can we do? And we had to go back to our finances. My husband said, let's do what we have to do. If that's what we need to do, then we'll do it. And so I walked away from corporate America to stay home with the children. While then I remembered my passion for fashion. And then I started Sharadoge House of Fashion while still, raising my children. And then, of course, as the children got older and needed me less and less, then we started adding more and more businesses to it. So I think I lost my train of thought with the question. But when it comes to career, I pretty much had to decide that on my own. And he was supportive. Every single step that I took, even with the business, when I started my business and everything, he was there. He helped me. Even when I started with Charlotte and I will have to go, showcase, my husband would help me carry my mannequin. He will be there with me. He will wear my t-shirt. He will carry the banner. He did everything he was supposed to, on top of being what he had to be for the family. Yeah. So he never, and at that point, of course, I had also evolved into the woman that I was going to become, because it's not that I didn't know who I was. It's almost like every stage of your life, you become you acquire some knowledge and you become another version of yourself. So let's say a refined version of myself. So I would say every 5 years was a refined version. So I would have this, and then I would, have more of that. The next 5 years, I would know more of me. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes, Uncle Ben, I promise you I'm almost done. So my next question is, if you had 5 young girls, let's say including myself, what values would you instill in them about relationships? Like what core values would you instill in them about relationships, especially for obviously girls that are willing to get married and want long-term healthy marriages? What values would you instill in them?
Okay. I would say, first of all, self-respect. You have to have self-respect for yourself as a woman, as a human being. Self-respect you have to have that. Number 2, when it comes to relationship, the person that you're in the relationship with, you don't know the kind of person they will be in marriage, but you can kind of look at their life the way it is now and figure out the kind of person that they are. Is this person kind? Not kind to you, because they're dating you. So they can be anything to you, but their interaction with other people. Is this person kind? Is this person loyal at little task? Little task may be given. Maybe he's talking to his sister, or he's talking to his mom or a friend, and they're doing what they say they will do. That's someone who actually has self-respect for themselves, right? You're also looking at, okay, at the end of the day, you want to build a family with this person. How do you see them with other people? Let's say family members. Is this person family oriented? Do you see them, wanting kids? Do you see how they are maybe with their sister's kids or other people's children? You pretty much want to see them outside of the both of you. Right? So that's pretty much looking at the person that you're with. But for you as a person, as a woman, the self-respect is big, because the self-respect will open so many doors for you. The self-respect should not be equated as someone who's so bold to the level of being disrespectful to the partner. No, I'm talking about self-respect as you as a woman. Do you know what you want out of life? What are the things that you're doing to get to where you want out of life? Right? So self-respect is big. Self-respect is not just, oh, I know who I am and all that. No, self-respect opens a whole lot of doors. Like the other things that you will be able to do as a woman. And knowing fully well that if you get into now a relationship with someone, you know exactly what you're looking for. And if you don't get that and you see a smidget of it, how you can walk through it, if it's possible. Like I say, as long as there's no domestic violence involved and there's no emotional abuse involved, there's no financial abuse involved, there's really absolutely nothing in a marriage that can come that you cannot conquer. If those three things are not involved, you can work it out. So if I had daughters again, I would say self-respect, because self-respect will actually even push the men that lack no integrity away from you, because your self-respect will be written all over you. And that's not the same as pride.
Okay, Mom. Thank you. Uncle Ben, I have one last question, I promise.
Really?
One last question. In fact, we made the questions together. One. Uncle Ben, because you said I'm the last person allowed, so I wanted to make it worth the while.
Abby,
the last question, please.
All right, Mama.
What do you think has kept your marriage strong for 21 years? And how do you keep love and friendship alive after so many years?
Okay. Thank you so much for asking that. So for us, communication. Effectively communicating with one another and not just assuming that the other person knows what is on your mind. As you the longer you are in the marriage, you get to know, what works for my spouse and what works for the other party. Also acknowledging when you're wrong. It doesn't take anything away from you to say, I am sorry. A lot of people have issues with saying sorry. That alone in itself is huge. So as long as you can break those two things, effectively communicating, not yelling at each other, but actually sitting down and communicating with one another. Now, the other part of it is to keep the connection, to keep all of that alive. You have to be intentional about it. You cannot. Now you've gone from dating where you were not living with each other to now living with each other. Complacency is going to come in at one point or the other, no doubts. It will just sneak in like that, and you will have no idea how it got there. Now, how you retrace your steps from there is what matters. And for us, we had to be intentional about it. I noticed, he didn't notice, and once I noticed, I brought it to his attention, and he was willing to say, okay, let's figure out how we're going to get it. Even though he still didn't understand why I felt like the connection was lost. To him, the connection was strong. To me, the connection was lost. So we were like at extreme ends, and we started with dating. We made it a compulsory thing where no matter how busy we were, once a month, I put it on the calendar. I needed that connection, not him. So I made it priority to put it on the calendar and remind him. Now, some people will expect that you will say, oh, you expect him because you already told him, so you expect him to do it. You expect him to schedule. No. If you know that that's where he lacks, because that's where my husband lacked, I picked up the baton to say, I'm going to schedule it. I found the location. I found the places we were going out. And after a while, he started to do them. I didn't wait on him to do what I needed to be done. We started going out on dates once a month. We started talking outside of the children. He's big on having the children around 24/7. I wanted my husband. I wanted my then boyfriend, fiance. I didn't want Oko. I didn't want the husband. I wanted my lover man. So I had to bring that guy back by saying, this is what we used to do. And then he started noticing that, oh, wow, yeah, that's true. Oh, wow, I forgot about this. But I needed that. If I had waited on him, I don't think we'll be here today. So, yes, sir.
Thank you so much,
Mom. I love that your answer. But help me repeat that so that those at the back, those in Gen Z, Gen millennial gen, only God knows what. Help me read that part that a time will come, because according to how you answer it now, at a point, it's like everybody lost themselves.
Oh
So
yeah.
I like how you said you have to bring your husband back.
Mm-hmm.
That is it for me, honestly. I know we joke a lot, we play a lot here, but I'm telling you, many of my sisters and brothers here, I know when people are pretending, but all of the sister and brother I have here, they don't pretend. That's why I like that. That is why we fight a lot. If we are pretending, we will be fighting. We no go they argue. We don't pretend, we bring it 100. I like how you said you have to bring your husband back
Mm-hmm.
because of what you wanted. Because as a man, I'm 15 going to 16 years in marriage. And I know once children comes, you will lose yourself.
Yes.
You don't even want to do jack. As a man, at the point when I started providing for my family heavily, try to at the same time I want to achieve my dream in life, everything. I just forget. What did be romance? Who born me romance? And I noticed as my wife was coming closer to 40, in fact, from age 38, she started doing gelly thing. And sometimes I just look at her, I've been conscious more in. You see? So that thing that Sister Yinka say right now is pertinent to note, please, everybody. You as a woman, you have to be the one to draw your husband. Look, when we get to certain level, we don't care. As I did like this now, you can't entice me with club. You can't. I prefer to stay in my house with my kid.
That's
I don't
what
know what I'm saying. Honestly speaking, if somebody said I could be a man who can stay 1 whole week, 2 weeks, all the only people I see is my wife, my kid. I wouldn't lie. But right now, I get more peace staying with my children because I'm always concerned about safety and all of that. So please, Yinka, I want you to repeat that thing again. That woman to put, because what some women usually think is, oh, he's not interested in me no more. Even make a move. It's as if he doesn't even see me. But you don't get to see what we are dealing with as men. You don't know what we are bottling in. We see our colleagues, we see our mate. For instance, I share one time, my closer friends, many of them already got their PhD now. Dr. D was watching the show we did yesterday in South Africa. Benga in Canada, all my friends, they all have their PhD now. I never even do my master's. And it's not that maybe I'm strongly financially or something. But even while I'm in all of this, I'm thinking now, how do I get my PhD to be at the level where my friends then be? So please, Sister Yinka, let us say it again. If you don't your man come out, if you decide to do, are you seeing someone now? Don't you not see me? We know that time. Let me repeat that, I beg. May we close with that.
Okay, so I'm going to go back on that. So my husband is big on the children. So I tease him a lot. I tell him that I think that he's first, like, maybe when he came, he didn't have kids. because the way he is with our children, he wants to be everywhere with them. He goes to work and come home and it's the children. I'm like, And then, complacency in the sense that, as time goes on in your marriage, it's a fact. Even if children are not involved, the complacency will just come from nowhere. You just know that, wow, things are kind of off. And it takes one person to notice. Most of the time, both don't notice. One person thinks everything is perfect, and the other person seems like, wow, something is off. Now, what do you do about that? And that's where it came into play with me. Like, I had to sit him down. I said, you know what? I know you're doing an amazing job with, doing everything that you need to do as a father in this home, as my husband. But I want my Oko, my boyfriend, my lover man, I want him back. I'm losing connection with you. And I feel like, you're doing everything. Like, there was nothing wrong. It was the connection. And I was big on that because I'm a lover girl. You can't blame me.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
So I said, you know what? And he said, so what do you want to do? And honestly, I really didn't even know how to go about it. But, I think I came across it someplace where it says, start planning something. And then I started looking for Olive Garden. I'll find a restaurant. I'll schedule the time. I'll look at the schedule. schedule it, send it a reminder on his phone. I'll send him a reminder 1 week before. I'll send him a reminder the day before. Our date night is tomorrow. Da, 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 da. And then on the day of, I'm not going to dress up like I'm just going to McDonald's or we're just going to the grocery store. No, I will dress up like I'm going on a date with my boyfriend, you know. I'll dress up and the kids, and I'll say, no kids. When we go, we're not talking about children. We're not talking about in-laws. We're not talking about anything. We're talking about us, just us. Now, for me to get to that point, for me to be able to get to that point where I'm talking about it, I felt very selfish at one point where these children are your children. Why do you not want your children around? You know? But I had to come like, no, it's not about the children. I came to understand that the children will grow up and leave.
Yeah.
And then it will just be you and I. What will happen to us?
Just like Uncle Patrick.
What will happen to us? And guess what? Abby? Our girl graduated college. She works from home. She's always traveling. She's hardly ever around. 2 boys are in college right now. We only have 1 child at home. We're pretty much almost empty nesters. So I can imagine if we had not taken that time at then to do those things, and for him to actually fall in line after a while. We were going on the dates regardless of what happened. Every month, he wouldn't fail. We were going, no matter what it was. Even if we had an altercation the day before, we're still going on that dates.
Thank you.
Uncle Ben, for the sake of all the Gen Zs in the world, I have one last question. In fact, when I finish, Uncle Ben, I will just get off the stage. I promise.
Okay.
I promise you. And this question, Uncle Ben, you will love it.
Is not watching now to come and warn you. By the time we drag you now, with the dragging daughter.
Uncle Ben, this question is your kind of question. You will love it.
All right. I'm hearing.
Auntie Inka, my last question actually is my final question. I'm going to merge 2 questions like the last one. So I want to say, so it's a couple things. Have gender roles in marriage changed since you first got married? Right? Mm-hmm. How do our Nigerian cultural values help or sometimes create challenges in your marriage? Do you want me to repeat both questions?
Okay, so I remember the gender role. So let me tackle that first, and I may ask the second question.
I'm gender roles because of the audience. Have gender roles in marriage changed since you first got married?
Mm-hmm. Okay, gender roles in our marriage has not really been something that has been an issue for us, because for us, for my husband and I, we do what we have to do. My husband is one that our children are grown now, but I can tell you that all children that we have, I cannot remember giving them a bath up to 10 times per person.
Wow.
He's always taking care of it. Why? He said one thing. He said, I'm hardly ever home. I'm not home during the day when they come back from school. By the time I get home at night, they're already asleep. But I want them to always remember me when they grow up, that daddy always gave me a bath in the morning. So he did that. From even newborn, even nighttime feedings, he will be up at night feeding the baby. Well, most of our babies are very good where they wouldn't wake up too much at night. And I'm big on sleeping a lot. But even though he would say, can you not breastfeed? So maybe we can put, the breast milk in a bottle and I can be up and feed the baby and you can sleep. Of course, when he's feeding the baby, I'm still wide awake. I won't sleep. So he was big on being present and, taking that part of that with the children. So would you, in our culture, you would say that was a gender role, right? Like a woman's role to bake the children in the morning. But in our household, that wasn't it. In our household, he wanted to. He chose to do it. And his reason was, this is what I know my children will always remember, because I'm not here to help them with homework because I'm still at work. But at least I know that by the time they're old enough to start taking care of themselves, they'll remember daddy used to give us showers. He used to give us baths. He did that. Even in the house, like I say, taking out the trash, doing also. I don't even remember, like a lot of things in our home. I won't call our home like a typical Niger household. Mm-hmm. Whatever needed to be done was done, regardless of who. As long as you're not leaving it for the other person to handle, but you're there and it needs to be done, then you take care of it.
Amazing.
Thank you very much.
That means my second part of my question might not be
I
right.
have to go now, Abby. I'm so sorry. My boss is the one that just even called now, Sif.
All right. Thank you
Um,
so much,
but
Auntie.
it's been
Thank
an
you,
amazing
Abby.
time. Don't worry, Abby. Sister Nika, I will be monitoring her. She's coming back again. There are still several aspects of marriages that we have to cover, and I like to be balanced. So maybe next time when I bring Auntie Yinka, I will also look for a brother. If I can grab Chucky, okay, or maybe
Hey,
I'll do Chucky separately because
Chinekele.
Chucky is 17 or 18 years. I think Chucky is 18 years in marriage now. That's a lot. And if you hear Chucky speak, you will think he's single. So I need to know how he did that. So I'm gonna bring Sister Yinka back. I'll also see if I can grab Chucky so we can have this man-to-man conversation. Let's really see what's going on. I would have loved to let you be here and ask all the question, Abby, but I just have to go now. Okay, thank you.
No
Yes, Chucky,
problem,
take
Thank you
sir.
it.
so much, Abby.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Auntie
Abby.
Inka, for
Yeah.
indulging me. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye, Mama.
Bye.
All right. So Chucky said it's actually 18 years. So Chucky, my brother, I'm gonna reach out to you. I want you to be our guest on this channel. Uncle Beno and the Real Fam. You have to be our channel. Come and tell us the secret. The way you and Abby are doing bass, boos. Even the energy self, I know sure say a man who's been married for 18 years can have that energy, but I love the fact that you are such a lovely brother and you know how to handle our sister. It's so fun. So if you do me the honor, I would like you to also come. Let's pick up those people who have managed relationship perfectly well, even single ladies, divorced ladies, men who have deep understanding of what's going on in marriages and relationship. We would love to hear from everyone. Auntie Inka,
Yes,
we
sir.
love you so much. Left to me alone. I made mistake. I should have scheduled this to be on my off day so that if we have to be here for 4 hours, we'll be here. But I know you don't have the time to. So please, I really want to thank you from the depth of my heart. Thank you for doing me this favor. And of course, thank you for doing all of us this favor of coming to share
Oh,
your marital experience with us. No be everyday person they see people will go share this. And I do believe whoever get to watch this, they would have learned a lot from this. I want to shout out to everybody right now from the Real Farm and new people that are watching. Thank you all for making this a fantastic show. Thank you for all your contributions. I actually wanted to read all the comment, but it's not easy because we really have to go deep into this conversation. And me, I'm learning too. All right. So thank you. Please, if you have not
okay, sir.
subscribed to Sister Yinka's YouTube channel, this is our YouTube channel. Please go and subscribe. Also, we are supposed to cover things we normalize that are actually red flags in marriage. It was scheduled as part of today's show, but because there are just too many gems Sister Yinka is dropping that I unfortunately can't cover it. But next time we're gonna come back to it. I actually told Sister Yinka that this is where I want her to help me dissect many of the things here because Sister Yinka have it on our Instagram. I will share the link. Please go and follow her on Instagram and go through all of these nuggets. She spoke about the things we normalize that we actually that were actually red flags. Okay, like number one, struggle is equals to love. And she say love is not supposed to be endless suffering. Stop calling pain commitment. I know Sissy will like this one so much. She also said control equals to leadership. Leadership in marriage or family is not domination, it's responsibility, it's presence. So many nuggets like that. She said no boundaries equals to trust. So that is, some people see no boundaries in marriage, that this is trust. And she said no, healthy couples set boundaries. I love this one so much because I remember when I started appearing on some shows and people are beginning to get to know me. When I speak about some of these things, it sounds like, say, oh, this guy is a terrible guy. I remember on one show, one lady actually said, oh, somebody should check on his wife. He's a red flag. And I laugh. On one show, I said, "Good, why you should check on his wife. He's a red flag. It's a red flag." But this one is very, very powerful. If you want to stay in marriage for a very long time, you will establish boundary. You will establish boundaries. Some people think that, oh, for your marriage, there should be no boundary. You can stand here, you can stand there. I will not marry. Why are you hiding this from me? Now, lie, it doesn't work like that. So when I say, I'm like, Sister Yinka has really done her homework. Healthy couples set boundaries. As I am right now, I know the shit I must not try with my wife. My wife know what she dare not try with me. Not be fight. It's just it's a matter of respect. Knowing that, oh, you don't have to push this boundary. Oh, this person will not take it. And it's not about men, it's about women too. You should know the limit. I'll give you an instance right now. If I leave work and I have to go anywhere else, I can go wherever I want. My wife don't care, but I have to inform her. I say, hey, babe, you see, as I come home for work right now, my guys, they just text me, oh, I won't go hang out with them. Especially, I do that like Fridays or Saturdays. I won't go hang out with her. They go also play. Night, I close in the evening. She don't care. She just say, okay, just be careful. Make sure you don't drink. If you drink, call me. Call me, let me come and pick you up, or you take Uber. That's it. But now, if I should go and I don't respect her boundary, which is to inform her, that is when it becomes an issue. So there are just so many things like that. In a home, women specifically, I've been living with women now, I don't learn small. Women have how they want their things to be in their house. You can't just say, because I'm the man, I do. Now, lie, bros, you go run into trouble. Honestly speaking, if a woman tells you, hey, babe, the way I cook this soup, I want us to start with this egusi soup. If you not say you don't want to start with egusi soup, tell her. If she's the type who set boundary around it, that's okay, babe, na draw soup now I want. If she come on, you go carry draw soup. If you piss her off, if a woman tells you, okay, when my kids are going to school, this is what I want, and you have to respect it. So this one really caught my attention. When Sister Yinka say, to some people, one of the things they misconstrue is that no boundaries is equal to trust. That when couples don't have boundaries, oh, you can just do whatever you want. That means I trust. No, it doesn't work like that. Couples that know what's up, that live long, they set boundaries. So, and they don't push each other's boundary. Now, Sister Yinka also said, suffering equals to commitment. See them now. Then they like this one pass. Oh, see, honey, babe. Them Gen Z, they like this one. Suffering equal to commitment. Now, this is actually speaking to men, to be frank. A lot of men believe that, okay, if a lady suffers with you, that means she's committed to you. And some lady also believe that if they suffer, let us manage. That means it shows commitment. Sister Yinka said, hell no, that ain't working. Endless pain is not badge of honor. Love should not feel like punishment. Sister Yinka, you are just dropping. Why did you put that like that, Sister Yinka?
Because our women now, especially, they feel like you have to stay there and endure endless suffering, and that feels that you're committed to it. Like, committed to what exactly? Have you come to this life to suffer? Is that what God created you for? Nah, it's not. No.
All right. So she also said silence equals control. This one, I don't really get this one right, but she said avoiding hard conversations doesn't mean peace. It means problems are festering. And that's when I now get it. Like, okay, when people go into silent treatment, is that what you're saying here, my sister?
Yeah. So some people, they just don't like to talk about the issues. They like to sweep it under the carpets, forgetting that all of those things are still going to come back and fight, and become bigger problems. Some people, they just be quiet. They don't want to talk about it. The quietness that they have is to control the situation so that they don't have to address the issue. That's the control, and that's a red flag. Yeah, something has happened. Yeah, you may need time to reflect, but we still have to talk about it. But if you don't want to talk about it, you just want to move on to the next subject. Now, it's not going to happen.
You are right 100%, my sister, because like I do say, those who know me very, very well, like my wife, my siblings, they know me very well. If you don't let me express myself, if I feel somehow about something and you won't let me talk, you just, maybe I'm talking, you jump up, I'm talking, you just say, no, I want to, I will get to a point I will shut down. Now, when I shut down, it's really, really very crazy because when I shut down, it's me going to a place to execute. That way I won't tell you, say, see, you know one here. When I no talk again, I won't do that thing be that.
Mm.
So I get this one. And to me, it's a form of, it's like when you don't let me express myself, you are actually pushing me to do it my way.
Mm.
Yeah, you are pushing me to do it my way. So that's a very good one, Sister Yinka.
Mm.
And Sis also said, over possessiveness equals to love. This one, now your gender be this one, Sister Yinka. I know, say my gender, we they guilty, but make I push onto your gender. Oh, he's my man. He's my man. I want my man. Don't mess with my man. No. I love him. I love him. You want to gather everything. You want to see whatever is going on. Yeah. So, Sister Yinka say, constant control isn't love. It's insecurity wrapped in obsession. When are you going to turn all these things to books, Sister Yinka? You are going to turn them to book. Seriously, man.
I just started though. Let me still get my footing on this first.
And finally, Sister Yinka said, love is not red flags. It's respect, safety, and growth. Help me round it up with that, Sister Yinka.
Yeah. So I mean, love for me, like I say, it shouldn't be a bunch of red flags. You shouldn't have to suffer because you are in love with someone. If you both respect one another and you feel safe with each other and you're actually looking out for each other's growth, then that is what love is. Because at the end of the day, it's about the both of you. It's about what do you want to accomplish in this life. It's about how do you even get to where you need to get to without, with if your marriage is all built on negative issues and issues you don't address and obsession and no boundaries, all of that already speaks of no respect. There's no respect. There's no safety. You can't grow from that. But when you have respect and you feel safe with each other, of course, there's bound to be growth because you will have the room to be able to address the issues that are outside of just love. Because this thing that we call love is not just kissy kissy or mushy mushy. It's a whole lot built into it.
Thank you very much, Sister Yinka. Please, ladies and gentlemen, help me give a round of applause to
Thank
Sister
you.
Yinka. Help
Thank
me give
you.
her flowers. It's not
Thank you.
easy. It's not easy. Thank you, Sister Yinka. We really, really appreciate you. In fact,
Thank you, sir.
make I give you your round of applause for easy.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So my people, please, if you are yet to follow Sister Yinka on Instagram, here is the link to her Instagram page. Please go and follow Sister Yinka. Let us encourage each other, okay? I'm all for that. You support me, I support you. Before you know it, we are all going to be up there, all right? Thank you very much, Sister Yinka. Please, Sister Yinka, I want you to promise everybody now for camera. Say, when you have time, you go still come and hang out with Uncle Beno with me so that we
Yes.
can dive into these other areas.
Yes, I know. I've been hiding a lot in that comment section, and it's really fun in that comment section sometimes. You know, you don't
It's
want to
always
do.
funny comment
Yes,
with them, Dr. Adama, all my
yes,
sisters, everybody there. Nagbas
yes,
goes all the
yes.
time.
But definitely, I'll be on here. I'll make more efforts. Yes, because it was more like me trying to hide my face, even though I've been doing all this recording. But it's different when you're live, right? But
Yeah.
yes, I'll be here. Thank you so much for having me, sir. And thank you to everybody for being
Thank
on here and supporting. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Ika. Bye.
Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our lovely sister Yinku's Pepe. Go easy, Sister Yinka bring it 100, and we haven't gone far. We just scratched the surface because I'm still gonna talk to Sister Yinka about fashion. She's a fashionista. I'm still gonna ask her, how can women look this beautiful when they are going towards 50 and the like, and it's not easy. I'm seeing a lot of sisters doing fantastic job these days when you get to know their age, 55, 60, and yet they are still looking so beautiful. So we're going to talk about all of that too. So Dr. Adama, thank you. Uncle Dio, thank you for chiming in. And then thank you, Abby, for bringing all those 100 questions. In case you don't know why you are asking that question, I went downstairs. I was eating a bar. I take that opportunity to go eat because I know, say, with Abby, oh my long. But again, my Abby always bring it 100. And I realized that those questions that Abby were asking, they were valid questions. So, Abby, we love you, Mama. Thank you very much. Sister D, Sister Marriott, everybody in the chat. Sister Oche, you're going to have to rewatch this. Sister Cherish, Olivia, Honey Babe, I see you all. Thank you so much. Netizen Global, I appreciate everybody. All right, me too. I go come do my own master class one day so that I go drag everybody. But first off, please make una help me ask Chucky when Chucky go come. I think we've done how many sisters now? We've done 3 sisters. Yes, we did Missy, Honey Babe, now Sister Yinka. Let's do at least 1 or 2 men. So I think I will get across to my brother Chucky. Chucky will be here. We're gonna talk about marriage, relationship, and all of that. And say when we bring sisters now, we cooperate to do bad bills. Not be say when I bring Chucky now that time when I go bring Jigga, bring Hammer, bring everything. When I think I come begin on the fight. We ain't gonna do that. That is gonna be men hangout. Me and Chucky, we're gonna dissect everything. We're gonna talk about the things women are doing that are suffocating us. Obviously, that day go reach now. Dr. Adama go come begin the throw jab. The Mr. Natu go come carry sledgehammer come. We ain't gonna do that. Okay? Oh, you want me to bring MOP too? Okay. I'll actually talk to MOP, but me and MOP, we hang around a lot. Not true. I have not officially bring MOP to come and hang out with me, just me and him. It's always when we are reacting to content and all of that. That's a good one, D. Yeah, I think I have to talk to MOP. MOP will be here, Uncle Dio, Uncle Patrick, all my friends, the one that really, really want to go down there. I will bring them and then we talk. But let me and Chucky start first. Me and Chucky, we get one business we won't discuss. We are looking at how Gen Zs are moving. So we're going to have that conversation. Thank you, everybody. I love you. Sister Tegumade, thank you so much for coming. Chucky said, I'm game. We let you know when free for my schedule. Yes, Chucky, let's do it. Don't worry. May we express ourselves. That day now you go see. All these sisters go come. They say yes. Sister Yinka, they drop the gems. By the time Chucky come they drop the gems now. Now question upon question, they go the answer. I can already see it, but we're going to do it. Thank you, everybody. I'm not taking this for granted. I love you all. God bless you, everybody. Sister Oshe, thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Again, please help me give Sister Yinka her flowers as I leave the studio. Bye, everyone.
From Nigeria to Vegas, the lights are bright. Champagne popping under the neon night. I saw it be shining gold and white. Laughter louder than the city's height. Oh yeah, step on the dance floor. Wind your waist, bend down low. Nigeria to the world, let it show. We rock it, we flex it, let it flow. There's a heat, but we bring the rain. Palm wine vibes in a champagne lane. Jollof aroma drives me insane. Culture's a wave you can't contain. Raise your hands if you feel alive. Heartbeat matching the drums drive. Oh yeah.